And that's hit away by Ali Prisek, and that'll be the first corner of this game in favor of Carlsbad. Carlsbad's going to put 7 players in the box, and just about everyone except Michelle Olozi is going to be in the box for Legends FC. Bloom taking the corner. Long strike toward the inside, and that'll trail out of bounds for a goal kick. Tried to put a little English on it, but unfortunately trailed outside before it got into any danger zone inside the 6 or the 18. And once again, Paige Simoneau taking the long trot to retrieve that ball for her second goal kick of the game. Legends FC, once again, head coach Richard Young, manager Mike Flores. Located in Chino, California, just about 40 minutes east of Los Angeles, and a number of teams in this entire tournament from California, especially the southern region of California. As Legends is along the far side. That's Garcia. And a trailer back and a lead pass up for Felix. If Felix a touch up toward the front. Up front it's Olozi. Olozi with a soft shot and an easy save made by Michaela Pressgrave. And she'll roll that out to the near side and restart the Carlsbad counter. Out of bounds. They'll call that against Carlsbad. So Legends FC will have the throw-in along the near touchline. And that's Gower. Gower to Hannah Chua to Felix. Looking back for Gower again. She's able to corral it. And a touch up the near sideline, taken away and back once again. Chua contesting. And foul called against Megan Grad of Carlsbad. So a free kick probably between 30 to 35 yards outside of the goal line. It'll be taken by Ashley Smith. Smith, 7 tournament games overall over the past 2 years. Played in all 13 games. Had 2 goals in the Region 4 championship. Coming in the second half in both of those games, and both of those games shutouts. 4-0 and 5-0 wins for Legends FC 96. Long kick inside to the box. A touch on it goes wide right, and so that'll go out for a goal kick. A much shorter walk for Michaela Pressgrave. She has a little bit of help along that far side. As she tees up for the long goal kick. Right up to the middle to midway line. Miriam Bloom once again will be calling her name a number of times. As a center mid. And turned over once again to Legends. Center to Chua. Chua looking for the lead pass. Coming near side to Olozi. Getting up there first is Carlsbad, so it'll go a corner. This will be the first one for Legends FC in this game. And nice hustle by Olozi. She had the touch on the ball on that initial strike from Ashley Smith off the set piece, about 30-35 yards out. A lot of good runs coming from her, especially from the far flank. It'll be Dana Garcia taking it for Legends. And her kick inside to the 18, and that'll go on the top of the netting. And once again, we'll set up for a goal kick. Garcia, also 7 tournament games, and her 13 games this season, has 3 goals, 2 of them coming in the Region 4 championship. In 2 pivotal games, the semifinal and the final. That 4-0 semifinal win against Santan 97 Legacy. Scored at the midway mark just before the first half ended. And then at the 85th minute in the 2-0 final win against Pride Predators 97. And it'll be another goal kick, this one for Legends FC the other way. Early on within the first 11 minutes of this game. A couple chances for Legends. But the midfield play has been key thus far. Legends winning more of the 50-50 battles along the midfield line. It's Olozi going to the far side. Peyton Perea looking back for Alosi, touched away by Gonsalves. Now Carlsbad on the counter. Bloom loses the ball, back to Legends, now toward the near side. It's Chua. Chua up the middle, player chasing, and a long shot on, and a bouncer rolls right to Pressgrave for another save. And that's a couple shots for Legends thus far. The one strike for Carlsbad has been that set piece, that corner kick. But coming back the other way, it's Yates. Yates for a long kick. That'll go just above the net. Out for a goal kick. A little bit dangerous on the high end because that came right toward that front post. Was skipped over the net. Both teams playing rather tight thus far. Wonder if it stays like this into the second half, what team will start to spread out first? And that'll set the stage for more counterattacks and more chances on net as both teams get settled. Once again, Yates. Yates going toward the 18 to the left side. Yates contested. That'll go out of bounds off of Yates. And awarded a goal kick. Allie Prisick on the pursuit. Her 8th game in the tournament thus far in her career. And a quick goal kick goes out to Christina Tucker, 2014 grad. And Tucker right back up the middle. Touch and go over to the far side. Now Legends back the far wing. Up for Alosi. Alosi with some speed toward the far corner flag. She waits. Cutting toward the 18. Alosi centering pass. And that'll go out for a goal kick shy of the net. You wonder if she could have gotten a little elevation on that. It's a dangerous chance for some of the other forwards up there up front. Desiree Felix, one of the forwards. Ball taken away by Madison Stark. Now up the far wing once again, it's Felix. Scratch that, it's Garcia. Garcia taking on 2 Carlsbad players. Chelsea Churchill able to knock the ball out of bounds, but it'll be a Legends throw-in. Legends starting to get a little bit more momentum and starting to play more in their attacking third of the side. Strong defensive play from the team in powder blue has helped allow transition through the midfield up to the forwards. And head toward inside the 18, cleared by Carlsbad, but not completely out of danger. Now out toward the near side. Picking it up is Brooke Gower. Gower lead pass going toward the corner flag just too far. And so once again we'll have yet another goal kick. Taking its Pressgrave once again and right into center field, taken away by Chua. Chua looking for a lead pass up the far side, and Churchill's there once again. And that'll go off of a Legends player. And once again for another goal kick. Sponsors for this tournament: Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. And don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. Carlsbad trying to go on the counter on the near wing. Flipped up and over by Prisick. And now centering in front. With a touch inside the 18, cleared away but not out. Another touch inside for 18. Yates pursuing. And Yates takes it away, but fires it wide right, and I think Simino was looking for a call on contact from Yates. Knocked it out of Simino's hands as she's coming toward the near side 6-yard box. And a quick threat from Carlsbad. That could be dangerous and start to spread out Legends a little bit more and keep that defensive line closer toward their 18 rather than the midway mark. Carlsbad picking up the play. Megan Grant, pass toward Yates. That'll go all the way to the keeper. And Simino once again will have decisions and decide to clear it out. Miriam Bloom once again around midfield, clears the ball out. And it'll be a throw-in. Bloom has 1 goal this season. That came in the National League. In the 79th minute against Farmingdale United, that was the 6th of 7 games. And she's already made a verbal commitment to Sonoma State University starting in the fall of 2015. And that Farmingdale United game, a 3-0 win, en route to that perfect record in National League play, 7-0-0. But it's Legends along the far touchline. Bringing it up along the far wing, across toward the inside, toward Felix, headed away by Grant. Now a chance for Carlsbad to counter. Felix is pursuing. Grant back along the line. Now it's Bloom. Bloom with a chip up toward Yates. Headed by Prissick. And now Yates going back once again with Prissick. Headed by Sam Haney. And Yates has to travel for that one. And Brooke Gower will just allow that one to go out of bounds in the bench for Carlsbad, thinking it went off of the Legends player. But instead it'll award another goal kick to the team in powder blue. As a reminder, Legends FC 96 going from left to right, and Carlsbad Elite in the whites going from right to left. Now for Yates once again, and Legends just seem to have better control around midfield. And overall the better chances thus far. Though Carlsbad they're starting to gain momentum and gain that confidence back after an early couple chances from Legends FC. Chua to Felix. Give and go for Alozi. Going inside the 18, and Pressgrave calls everyone off that one. And so she'll take her time inside the 18-yard box. Couple shots and a couple crosses in for Legends. Nothing super threatening yet. But enough wear and tear on that. Back the other way is Carlsbad, but cleared away back toward midfield. It's Grant and Felix once again. Grant winning that 50-50 ball off of Felix, and it'll be a throw-in. This one for Grant and Carlsbad. Up toward the middle to Haney. Haney comes back to Bloom and disseminating the ball through Miriam Bloom. Up for Haney. Haney can't get ahead on it, goes inside the 18, and it'll be Paige Simino calling everyone off of it. Carlsbad Elites had a couple of wins against tournament opponents this season, beating Kingshammer Academy in the 2014 Player Showcase on the 21st of March. That was a 3-0 win. Did lose to Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite 5-1. That was in the semifinals for the California South State National Cup. Long pass up, cut off. Now inside toward Yates and cleared away once again by Prissick, but not completely out. Up the far wing, it's Byers. And awarded a throw-in for Carlsbad up the far wing. This could be threatening, pushing players up and getting some chances. Relatively early into this game, just hitting the 20-minute mark in the first half. Cut off by Legends. And cleared up by Tucker. Tucker up for Alozi. She's all by herself, but she's racing up the far flank. Alozi right now 1-on-3, cutting toward the inside. Taken away by Carlsbad, and Grant clears it up, but it's taken away by Felix of Legends. Up for Alozi. And it'll be awarded offside against Legends. Alozi's been threatening throughout the course of the first 21 minutes of this game. A lot of balls coming her way, but She's had to contest with 2 or 3 Carlsbad defenders at a time, and if she can get a run where she gets open even one-on-one with that burst of speed and the acceleration, she has a chance. But Carlsbad the other way, Bridget Daly, and she's taken down, no call made. So Legends will come back on the counter. Chua in the center, up for Alosi. She's wide open. And that'll be just cleared out of bounds by Pressgrave. Smart move by the keeper. Don't want to take on one-on-one with a striker. So it'll be Gower taking the throw in along the near touchline. Up toward Felix to the corner flag. Cleared out of bounds by Carlsbad. So Gower once again coming up from her right back position. Alosi and Felix in the area. And that's just thrown out of bounds for a goal kick. Gower possibly thinking that Alosi would run toward the touchline. On the goal line extended, instead she was looking for a cut back inside. And the miscommunication allows for Carlsbad to clear the zone and possibly look to go back the other way. Ball touched by Legends. And now back to Gower once again. At the center line, Ashley Smith. Up to Garcia. Garcia racing up. Contested by Nixon. And Nixon's able to clear that one for Carlsbad, but it's the Legends throw-in, and it'll be Garcia taking the throw-in. Garcia, one of the few uncommitted players from Legends in terms of collegiate play and what she'll do after graduation in 2015. A lot of options, especially if they can go far into the tournament and she can display her skill sets. As Gower's up the near side, looking for Felix, goes off of the back boot of Felix out of bounds, and so it'll be a throw-in for Carlsbad. Desiree Felix registered 2 goals in 13 games in National League and Region 4 tournament play. The most important one, the game-winning goal in the Region 4 championship game against Pride Predators 97. And giving Legends the berth into this tournament. Perea, long lead pass up the far flank, and nowhere near danger as the keeper Pressgrave comes well out of her 18 to corral that one, and everything will set back and wait. Within the first 25 minutes of this first half, still haven't seen a score, only a couple shots here and there. Most threatening by Legends, but Carlsbad a good couple counters and a hard foul called against Peyton Perea from behind. And that's an easy free kick for Carlsbad. But especially the way that Carlsbad's been countering. If Legends comes up with a rush up one side because of how spread out they are, you could see the Elite come back the other way and try to get it up to their forward line, and specifically Sydney Yates, who's been all over that forward line and's had the best chances thus far. Pull out the work from the back, and Megan Grant along the near side, and they'll go all the way back to Pressgrave. And one-on-one with Felix, and Pressgrave just has to clear it out. Maybe a little too much time. And so Legends gets another throw-in, once again along the far touchline. It'll be Garcia taking it. Alosi waiting along that far side. Felix inside the 18 for a possible cross. Throw it into Chua. Chua loses it. Goes out of bounds against Carlsbad. So another Legends throw, and this one closer to the corner flag. Numbers dropping back for the Elite. 10 of the 11 players in the vicinity of the 18. Now the 11th coming back, and that's Yates. As Chua is just within a wall of bodies, tries to get it inside. And picking it up is Pressgrave, and so we'll have another clearance by the big Carlsbad keeper. Grant has to play back to Pressgrave. And now she'll clear it up towards center where there's some room. but immediately turned over to Legends. Nola Prickett trying to move the ball up. Now back the other way, it's Perea. Cut inside. Past Prickett, now back to Prickett, wearing that red headband. Up to Yates. She looks to turn, and Tucker's there, takes that ball away. And once again, Legends, that back line has been very strong thus far in this first half. Brookauer along the near side. That's Chua. Chua lead pass up for Felix. She has some room along the near touchline. And Grant touches that with her outside foot. And another throw in for Legends. Might be another minute or two before we do have the throw. Gower trotting up the near sideline. Also waiting for the ball retrieval as well. Gower had a goal in the Region 4 Championship Tournament. Come against Futura FC 96-97. One of the two goals in the game as one of the Carlsbad players loses a shin guard as the ball goes out of bounds. That's Renee Gonsalves. Now Losey. Touched away by Grant. Back to Gower. Gower to the corner flag, looking for a cross in. Stopped by Grant. And Grant up to Losey. Can't clear. The shot attempts now go well high. And out for a goal kick. At this point with a free ball just at the 18, Losey making the smart move and taking that shot. Shots have been slim, as we might see our first substitution or two for this game. Players on both sides warming up. As Grant along the near side. Taken away by Legends. Back to Gower. Through ball through Chu to Felix. Taken away by Bloom. And now Yates. Yates muscles a player. That was Gower going to the turf. And we'll have our first two subs coming in for Carlsbad. Is back over along the far side. Madison Stark trying to clear it. Working against Bridget Daly. Now back to Tucker. Tucker one-on-one with Daly. And Legends just content in trying to move the ball methodically up the field. Up for Losey, a long touch. That'll go all the way back to Grant in the back line. And both teams will spread out once again. Megan Simmons and Kaylee Frederick waiting as the first two subs for Carlsbad. It'll be a midfield and a defensive change for the Elite. As Losey misses a through ball, that'll go all the way back to Pressgrave once again. So now some extra time taken by Pressgrave. Maybe the couple coming in just looking for a way to get a little bit stronger around midfield, because that's where Legends has been really methodical and has been smart, especially in the tight corners. As Stewart trying to move it up and taken away by Carlsbad. Lonnie wearing number 9. Long lead pass looking for Yates. And picked up by Paige Simino. And Simino will roll it back out to Gower near side. Legends looking for the counter. They'll have subs coming in as well. A pair of their own. Jackie Crowther, as well as Madeline Haro. So a pair for each team after the next stoppage coming in. As Alosi was looking for Madison Stark along the far side and just rolled that one out of bounds. It will be Bridget Daly taking the throw in. Carlsbad coming off his Byers. Chua for Legends. So Chua and Garcia for Legends will come off, and Byers as well as Sam Haney will come off. Taking place at the 30-minute mark. Take the time to remind you, Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer, Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer, and Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Off the throw-in, Legends takes it back. It's Christina Tucker working along the back line to Brooke Gower along the near side. Still without a score thus far. A trio of shots for Legends on net. And a couple other chances for Carlsbad. Still looking for that first golden moment of the first half. Sydney Yates looking to make that moment and hit out of bounds by Ali Prizik. And they'll call a foul against Yates. I'll say it went off of Yates for a throw-in. And that'll be Gower taking that. Up to Alozi near touchline, working against Grant. Alozi cutting inside at the midway mark. Working back through the midfield, it's Ashley Smith over to the far side. Pass from Stark, goes out of bounds off of Kaylee Frederick, the new substitution for Carlsbad Elite for a Legends throw-in. You'd expect tight play from both of these teams, especially in the early goings. As we get closer to the end of the first half and into the second half, play might open up just a little bit more. As desperation sets it, looking for that all-important 3 points in the first game. And while they will have 2 other games tomorrow and Thursday, the first game can be vital. An early 3 points gets you at least a share of first place, depending on the other result between NSA Jaguars and KC Metro Dynamos. But it puts you in the pole position that if you can get 2 wins early, you can almost solidify yourself into the semifinals. And Alozi taken down off of a stray leg coming from Renee Gonsalves. That's going to be a free kick outside the 18. The first really good test for Legends. Legends did have a corner earlier on, but a close free kick here. Madeline Harrow and Ashley Smith both looking to set up for this. Entering the fray as well as Peyton Perea. Looks like Legends going to look for a run in toward maybe around the penalty mark. 2 players on the wall for Carlsbad. Miriam Bloom and Sydney Yates. Put the height of Yates back on that wall. Will be Perea. The chip inside toward the 18. A header! And that goes up and over for a goal kick. Alosi on the header. And dangerous throughout the course of this first half. And that was one of her best 2 chances of this first half. Had the right idea, found some space, but couldn't direct it enough toward goal. Off the goal kick. Carlsbad trying to move it up along the far side. It's Christina Nixon. Pass up for the substitute, Megan Simmons, and loses it back to the back line once again of Legends. And a long pass from Tucker comes up to Desiree Felix. Now Gower to Smith, back to Tucker, and they'll look to go back the other way. Another substitution coming up from Carlsbad. Danica Steele will be the next check-in, as Felix for Legends moving up the near side flank. Felix cuts in, looking for some room, cuts back outside, tripped up. A clean play, though, but she has room toward the corner flag. Contested with Daly. Daly takes it away and moves it up back to Gower for Legends. Legends still threatening. Through ball taken away, and now Miriam Bloom will work it up midfield. Nola Prickett. Lead pass looking for Christina Nixon coming over from the far flank. And Carlsbad still with the advantage as Bridget Daly with some room along the near side. One-on-one with Gower. Daly cutting inside. Cross attempt blocked. But now Bloom comes back up, and too far of a touch. That ball will go out of bounds. And so our second substitution of the game for Carlsbad. Sydney Yates will give way to Danica Steele. Steele coming in. She didn't play in National League group play, so this will be her first appearance in a good while. Carlsbad trying to avenge the fact that they lost to Legends in 2013 in the Region 4 Championships in the semifinals, effectively knocking out their bid for last year's U16 tournament. Up against Legends, third time in this tournament overall. 4 wins in 7 games. They try to move the ball up the near side, and touched out of bounds by Daly. So it'll be Gower taking the throw-in to Felix. Inside pass. Finds a teammate, taken quickly away. And now it's Steele. Midfield. Lead pass up the far flank to Kaylee Frederick. Frederick one-on-one. And a touch takes it away in favor of Legends. And a far clear as we are well into the 37th minute of this first half. Still no score. And another sub coming in for Carlsbad. Legends corrals it along the midway line. Taken away for the counter. It's Daly. She has a teammate inside. And a hard shot will go out for a goal kick. And so we'll have 4 subs coming in for Legends at the same time and 1 for Carlsbad. And all of them seeing their first attempts in this game. Among the subs for Legends, Amanda Kisocho, Berkeley Sigband, as well as Brittany Kasurma. And the 4th one, Flores, coming up. And she'll play along the near side forward line. Alosi, one of those players coming off as well as Gower, and mainly a lot of the players that have seen a lot of time in the first half, especially on the near side. Fresh new legs along the near side. Kasurma joins the front line as well as Flores. Jackie Crowther came in the first wave of substitutions for Legends. She's also up there, so that's your forward line for Legends FC. Kisocho, the right mid, as ball cleared up the near side. Kasurma lost track of it, allowing Prickett to come in, and foul called against Kasurma, so it'll be a free kick for Carlsbad, and Marion Bloom taking it. Getting close to the end of the first half. No blemish for either keeper. As Carlsbad trying to get things going on the offensive third. Simmons looking for a shot and cut off by Paige Simoneau before it goes out of bounds. Wanting to keep ball in play. As everyone moves around that midfield circle once again for the long kick. Going past the 50-yard mark. Headed away by Prickett. Now Grant, the left back, to the near side. Back to Grant, cleared out of play. And so that'll be a Legends throw-in along the near side. Amanda Kisocho, 8th game career in this tournament. She didn't appear in any National League or Region 4 championship play. But ultimately, this is the most important time to come in for your squad. And especially off the bench. Along the far side, it's Stark. They pass looking for Crowther. But that one will trail out of bounds before any players can get a touch on it. So a throw-in for Carlsbad. Renee Gonsalves will be the one taking that. Gonsalves committed to Westmont College in the fall. Listed in all 7 games for Carlsbad at the National League this season. Back on that defensive line, and a quick foul against Legends. And a free kick for Carlsbad. Carlsbad in 17 ranked matches this season, 13-0-4. Plus 9 goal differential, 29 goals for and 20 against. Ranked 13th in the nation among U17 girls, as well as 4th in their 6th in their region, and 5th overall in California South. 2 of those teams playing in this game. The other one, Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite, they're playing in Group B. We'll see them at the 10 a.m. game from Field 14. As Carlsbad's trying to move up the counter once again, trying to work through midfield. Hit back in by Prisuk. Perea. Up to Caserma. Toward the far side. To Madeline Harrow. Harrow 1-on-1 to the far corner flag, trying to cross in. Touched off a Carlsbad player, believed to be Kayla Frederick. So we'll have a corner for Legends. That's their second corner of the game thus far. And if they can get a decent cross inside as we reach the 42nd minute, a late lead into the first half would pay dividends in confidence in getting ready for the second half of play. It's a high kick toward the inside of the box, hit away by Pressgrave. As Kisocho, about 35 yards out, tries to boot it back in. Up and over everyone in the vicinity right toward Pressgrave, and Pressgrave trying to come back on the counter to the near side. Flores is here to cut off the ball. It'll be a throw in for Legends. Crisocho to Flores. A long clear by Crisocho. Looking for someone along the forward line. Eventually touching it, it's Jackie Crowther. Crowther back to Perea. Perea trying to go through a wall of defenders, and Miriam Bloom is there for Carlsbad. They're trying to take it back away again. Looking for options along the far side. The only one there in the area was Madison Stark of Legends, and that'll trail out of bounds for a throw-in. Initial indications say they'll have 1 extra minute of added time before we wrap up the first half. Enough time for a late rush for both sides. It's Bloom. Bloom stops, cuts back to Grant. Double contested. Turn back over to Legends. That's Sigband. Taken away by Simmons. Over toward the far side. Now Legends pushing. Up the other way, it's Haro. Haro taking on 2-3 defenders before it's taken away by Carlsbad Elite. And we come back the other way. It's Nixon. Nixon up the far flank. She has some speed. 1-on-1 with Stark. Stark able to take that away, and foul called against Nixon. That'll be a free kick for Legends, but a quick threat off the counter. We saw flashes of that a couple times for Carlsbad in the first half. One of the most threatening counters we've seen. The other one's working through Sydney Yates along the forward line, especially around the middle part of the outside of the 18. As a free kick taken by Simino. Headed back in the area of Christina Tucker. And so Legends will have to work as 1 minute has been added for this first half of play. Kisocho up for Flores. Flores with some speed, moving by Grant. Looking for a cross in and touched away by the Elite. For a throw-in, Chelsea Churchill on the clear. Prisuk headed away up to Miriam Bloom. Bloom clears it up. Christina Tucker all on her own. As Crisocho's there. Along the near flank. Maybe one last rush for Legends in this first half. Moving it up through midfield. Looking for Caserma, taken away by Grant. And now 3 defenders for Legends in the area. And that'll do it for the first half of play here from Field 14 in game number 1 for the U17 Girls Group A. And Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC 96, no score through 45 minutes of play plus 1 minute of added time. A couple shots for Legends in that first half. I recorded a trio of shots. Carlsbad, a couple chances, especially on counters. Legends getting the edge in corners 2-1 against Carlsbad, and the fouls either way. But we'll cut to a break, and we'll come back with highlights and a recap of the first half. You're watching coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Once again, back from the Maryland SoccerPlex with more, including first half highlights, right after this short break. Welcome back into field number 14 of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard from the Maryland SoccerPlex in Germantown, Maryland. Time to remind you that the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships, Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer, Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer, Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. SKLZ, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. The NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. And the MLS. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of the MLS. Well, no score thus far going into halftime here. Getting ready for the second half of play. Both Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC 96, no score, but Legends had a couple of decent chances, especially around the midway point of this first half, and running through Michelle Alosi. She came off early on, but the entire right side has been very dominant for Legends and creating chances. And Alosi had two of those kinds of chances, that one coming off of the 18-yard box, and another one later on just off of the set piece, set up by Ashley Smith. Well, Perret coming in and Alosi getting some room, just couldn't direct it toward goal close enough. But two very good chances for Legends heading into that. And a couple other crosses coming in, and you've got to give a lot of credit, too, to Michaela Presgrave, the goalkeeper for Carlsbad Elite, because she's come up in a lot of situations and really moving her defensive line around, especially when threats have come up in that first 45 minutes of play. Teams now getting ready to switch sides to get close to the second half. Both teams from the California South State. Legends FC 96 getting the award as the Region 4 Championships, defeating Del Mar Sharks Elite 3-0 in the state championship. And also rolling right through in their tournament. For Carlsbad Elite, they won the U17 Girls National League Group Red with a perfect 7-0-0 record. And tied for the most goals in that 7 games with Bay Oaks Botafogo 96 in National League play, and only 1 goal against. That was in that 2-1 win against 97 Louisiana Fire Navy all the way back on December 8th. Seems like ages ago. But listening into both coaches, Adam Skumowicz for Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC 96 head coach Richard Young, both of them talked about confidence, especially from the Carlsbad camp, saying that a lot of times they had good counters coming in through the first half and really trying to put up a lot more momentum. However, the confidence was the big factor in that first half of play, whereas Legends, the other side was keep up what you're doing. A lot of chances created, a lot of decent shots, and Richard Young also spoke to confidence as well, trying to work through the midfield play, and that's where Legends has been good through the first 45 minutes, is right around that center line and controlling play and working play, especially up to Michelle Alosi through their midfield and their wing backs. Brooke Gower, the right back, was a big part of that in that first half. And the defensive line for Legends, only a couple balls going inside the 18, one of them off of the corner for Carlsbad Elite. 2 corners for Legends, 1 for Carlsbad in that first half of play, and Legends counted a trio of shots. And Carlsbad coming up empty on decent shot attempts and chances going in towards net. But if both teams can maybe draw some fouls outside of the 18s and get some chances going in the second half, the field could open up for both teams a little bit. See a lot more counters coming through and see a lot more rushes and looking for crosses in. And it appears that Legends will keep the same squad they had at the end of the first half, getting ready for the second half of play. And Carlsbad will move back to their semblance of starting 11. So now Legends FC 96 and the Powder Blues going from right to left now. And Carlsbad Elite going from left to right in their all whites. Other action going on right now, U17 Girls Group A over at field number 3, NSA Jaguars and KC Metro Dynamos. National League second place team from the Group Blue, the NSA Jaguars and KC Metro Dynamos, the winner of the Region 2 tournament. Now from Kansas City, Kansas. Caserma in the center circle, waiting for the official word. Harrow playing the left wing. Whistles up. Second half underway. Legends working very quickly. Harrow along the left wing, cutting just outside the 18, across toward the inside, blocked away by Carlsbad defender, and brought up the near side. Cleared out by Chelsea Churchill. She had a couple good clears in that first half, especially later on as Legends starting to threat a little bit more. And they'll say it went off of Harrow, so it'll be a throw-in for Carlsbad Elite. Chua takes the ball away for Legends, looking to keep up the momentum they had toward the end of the first half of play. And keeping that defensive line strong. Up the far flank. Now cutting back to Chua. Chua saw some touches throughout the first half and helpful in getting Legends closer toward the offensive 18-yard box. And Sydney Yates tries to turn with the ball, trying to muscle a player off, and eventually won by Madison Stark and cleared all the way up the near side. Racing forward is Crowther. Touchdown to play by Gonsalves. So it'll be a throw-in for Legends, and Madeline Harrell will be the one to take that throw-in right by that corner flag. Probably about 10 to 12 yards from that corner flag. A long throw in just outside the 18. Cutting into the top of the 18. And a quick shot blocked by Grant. Header in the area. That's Chua. Chua racing forward, and Carlsbad is able to clear, but not fully out. Cusocho to Chua. Taken away by Grant along that left side. And so Legends will have to retreat once again. Berkeley Sigban got the initial shot on that was blocked by Grant. And those long lead passes have worked for Legends thus far. Ashley Smith. Inside for Sigban. Sigban with a shot. That one goes wide left out for a goal kick. Two chances by Berkeley Sigban early on. It's just her fourth tournament game. She only played in one other tournament. That was last season. Listed in all 13 games this season between National League and Region 4 play. As Pressgrave clears out toward the near side off the goal kick. Now fully hit to the midline. Stark boots it back in. Looking for Caserma. Miriam Bloom. Up the middle to Prickett. Prickett works it back to Plume, and now Carlsbad will look for the counterattack along the far side. Grant coming from her left back position at midfield, looking for a cross-field pass. A little too long for Bridget Daly. That'll roll out of bounds for a throw-in. But Carlsbad did do a lot of that during warm-ups. A lot of crossing to the other side of the field and trying to open up the field of play rather than staying along one side or the other. Could stretch out Legends a little bit more and give some more opportunities for open play for the Elite. As Chua tries to take the ball away from Gonsalves. And Daly couldn't keep it in. It'll be another throw-in. Getting closer to the 4th minute of the second half. For keeping total tally, that is the 49th minute. Madeline Harrow goes back to her back line. Ali Prasak to Kisocho. Goes back to Prasak. Up to the far side. Now Legends taking their time and working the play through the midfield, up the field. Harrow. She tries to take a shot, and that'll curl well wide of the net. Out for a goal kick once again. Not the best of chances. But at this point, if you're hungry for at least a chance on net and you can get it in the area of the Carlsbad net, that's when things start to develop and that confidence continues to grow. Tara once again for Legends. Taken away but picked up by her teammate Stark. Looking for a long mid-feed. Taken away, an awkward fall by Chelsea Churchill. But Marion Bloom's able to corral it, and Carlsbad will take their time along that far side and try to rework it and get back into play. To Gonsalves. Looking for Bloom, and Bloom lets it go, thinking that she had a teammate there. No one was there but Legends. But it's turned back over as Legends couldn't develop the counter. Sydney Yates. Looking up the far side for Lonnie Byers, and just too far out of the reach of the left foot of Byers, so it'll be a throw-in for Legends along that far side. Amanda Kisocho will take it. Cut off by Grant. Turned back over to Carlsbad. Play stifled around midfield. Just like it was in the first half, once again in the second half. Now feed up to Daly. And that was cut off and out of play off the foot of Christina Tucker. Say went off of Daly before it goes out of bounds, so it'll be a throw-in. This one taken by Madison Stark. She'll just throw it back to Tucker, and they'll take their time. Ball cut off, hit out of bounds off of Harrow. This will be a throw-in for Carlsbad. The field, patches of what seems like grassy turf, especially around midfield and toward what's now the Carlsbad net. A lot of wet spots. And as play goes on throughout the course of this tournament, you could see it get a little bit more murky, especially if we do see some rain and storms coming in later in the week as possibly expected. We hope to not have any of that, especially from our purposes, but if we're going to have something, let it just be rain. As Carlsbad is trying to thumb through the defense of Legends. Chua wins the ball at midfield, lead pass. Looking to the near side, bad run by Jackie Crowther. As she and Christina Nixon battle for the ball off of Crowther. It'll be a throw-in for Carlsbad. Field conditions, though, a little bit murky and wet. Not proving for any harm for either team. It's Carlsbad. Looking for that lead pass. Christina Tucker giving pursuit for Legends. Rolls out of bounds. Legends throw-in. As we now hit the 53-minute mark of this game. Legends trying to creep up a little bit farther along the near touchline. A long throw-in. Looking for a teammate, and how to go out of bounds off of the head of Madison Stark. A throw-in for Carlsbad Elite. Taking that is Christina Nixon. Nixon can't find a teammate. Cut off. Kara Dallas is in for Legends. Initially not listed in the roster sheet just about a week ago. As well as Michaela Flores, but the two of them in this tournament as a foul's called against Carlsbad, so a free kick for Madeline Harrow and Legends FC 96. Now long cross inside and maybe a touch could open up a shot for at least the team in powder blue. Everyone setting up along the far side of the 18 once again, just like they did on that set piece in the first half. Looking for maybe a stray head to come in. Harrow's ready. The long cross inside the 18 goes off of a Carlsbad head. Back out to the top of the 18, now back the other way, Carlsbad elite. Can't find possession, it's booted back in. And Carlsbad will pick it back up around midfield. Turn back over, Madeline Harrow for Legends. Harrow to the near side to Dallas. Dallas crosses inside the 18, stopped by Pressgrave. Loose ball is around and cleared by Carlsbad to the top of the 18. That was a dangerous area, especially with a striker right around Michaela Pressgrave. And fortunate she had her right back right by her side to clear that ball out. Legends once again at midfield. Harrow up to Dallas. Cut off by Pressgrave. She'll pick that ball up before Dallas can get there. And now Carlsbad trying to gain some momentum back to the players on the field. Carlsbad Elite looking a little flat to start off this second half. As we approach the 55-minute mark of this first match, Madeline Harrow up to Chua. Chua cuts inside past Bloom, looking for a pass. Back to Chua. Still has it. It's Chua to the far side. Drops it back off for Sigmund. And she'll have hit that one out for a goal kick. As we hit the 56-minute mark, as a reminder, the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of US Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the national championships. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of US Youth Soccer. And Nike, the official supplier of US Youth Soccer. Pressgrave takes the goal kick, but bounces back toward Megan Grant along the far side, and Grant just has to clear for a throw-in now for Legends, and it's been all Legends in the second half. They've had a better control around midfield, and Kara Dallas has opened up that left side, and she comes in for a header inside the 18, and cleared away by Carlsbad, looking for the counter. Cut off by Amanda Cusocho, out of bounds. And they're going to call that a throw-in for Legends, though it looked like it went off of the foot of the Legends player Cusocho. That's at least the vantage point from across the field, as well as take another look at that Dallas play. Right in the area. A perfect cross inside. Just couldn't find a foot, and a foul called against Carlsbad once again, so Legends will reset around the midway line, along the far touchline, and try to hit the ball back in and get back into the attacking third, where they've been quite comfortable and starting to find a home as we get further and further into this match. Up top, it's Chua, working against Miriam Bloom. Bloom wins that battle, and so Carlsbad will take the ball back. Hit up, no one in the area. Sydney Yates was 10-15 yards from anywhere near the ball, so turned back over once again to Legends. Up the far side is Brittany Caserma. Miriam Bloom hits it out. And a corner for Legends. This will be the first one of the second half. This one coming from the far corner flag. Third overall in this game thus far. Looks like it's Harrow taking that. Her hand is up. Cross by Harrow. Inside. And that'll go out of bounds for a goal kick. Everyone for Legends was toward the near post, especially when that cross came off of the foot of Harrow. And just a cluster of players around the 6-yard box found the head of a Legends player and finally off of one. So Michaela Pressgrave, who's kept a clean sheet thus far, trying to find some luck and some momentum for this Carlsbad team that found some toward the end of the first half, especially on the counters, between the 30th and the 40th minutes. As well, first subs of the second half, waiting to come on is Megan Simmons. And a quick shot blocked for Legends. Now back the other way. Bridget Daly. Now one hit out of bounds, and Daly's had some trouble along that near touchline. And Carlsbad will make their first substitution of the second half. Megan Simmons coming on for Sam Haney once again. Saw that in the first half, around 15 minutes in. So it's about status quo for this game as Madison Stark sets up along the near touchline for Legends FC 96. And she'll start with a throw-in to Harrow. And taken away by the Elite, and Christina Tucker trying to corral things as Stark hits it up right into the center area. Legends FC 96 almost didn't make it into the semifinal round of the Region 4 championships. Well, they also didn't make it in terms of a National League qualification. In the National League, they were tied with NSA Jaguars for second place, who won that number 2 group bid. But NSA Jaguars won the head-to-head on that. So they were awarded the number 2 in the automatic qualification, though you can play in your tournament for your region if you don't win the National League group. Keep better form as you get closer to the tournament, and those that do play in the region tournaments seem to have somewhat of a favor coming into it as a foul's called against Carlsbad Elite. And that could be the key for Legends too, having to go through both the National League play as well as the player showcase and coming through the region tournament. Having to play 6 games to get to this point just a couple weeks ago. Stark loses the ball. It's Bridget Daly. She has a lot of room along the near flank. Madeline Harrow giving chase, and Harrow's able to cut it off from Daly and win that ball for Legends. But initially that looked pretty threatening, and this is the time for Carlsbad to move the defense up and get a lot more room and start to get into that attacking third. Because if you can create momentum and that confidence, as Adam Skumo has talked about at the end of the first half, then you can create a lot more chances, a lot better movement, and try to work through your midfield and get some chances around maybe even the outside of the 18, take a couple licks from long distance, move Legends back inside their own 18. That'll open up chances later on in the 75th and 80th minutes as we get closer to the end of the second half, as a long ship by Miriam Bloom goes wide right of the net for a goal kick coming for Legends FC. Creeping close to the 65-minute mark here from field number 14. Game 1 of 4 today. We'll see another U17 girls game from field 14 coming up next. Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite, another team from California South. They'll play Kings Hammer Academy, team from Ohio South, then a rematch of last year's national championship game in the U16 bracket. This play is out of bounds off of a head of a Carlsbad defender, so it'll be another throw-in for Legends on that far side. Drop back to Prissick. Over to Sigband. Sigband across to the far side, looking for a head back in, taken away by Carlsbad, and Sydney Yates, the center forward. Hits it back to Bloom, working through Bloom, looking for Daly, long lead pass, and that'll roll out of bounds. Daly tried to save it. Just unlucky. And it looks looks like Hannah Miller will come in for Carlsbad. Coming in for Lonnie Byers. Hannah Miller, 7 games in the National League, did have 1 goal coming against, speaking of Kings Hammer Academy, came in the 25th minute. That ended up being the game winner in that 3-0 victory for Carlsbad Elite. So Lonnie Byers will take a seat once again. And a couple more subs getting ready to come back on for Legends. Maybe a late push now as Michelle Alosi and Desiree Felix, 2 of the forwards that were vital in that first half for Legends FC, especially creating chances. They're getting ready to step back in, and you can only assume that Brittany Kasurma is going to be one of the casualties as Legends wins a 50-50 ball, and we'll have a throw-in along that far side. And so we'll have to wait for that throw-in, and as mentioned, coming in, Desiree Felix and Michelle Alosi. Alosi 1 goal in 7 tournament games. That lone goal came back in 2012, and it was the game winner, the only goal, in the 1-0 win against MVLA Mercury Black. Goals in the 3rd minute, very early on, as Michaela Flores as well as Brittany Kasurma come off. And so Alosi will take her spot back at center forward, and Desiree Felix will go back over to the far wing. That's on the right side. Legends in the light powder blues going from right to left, and Carlsbad Elite going from left to right. Still no score as we move past the 65-minute mark. And looking for a cross inside. Carlsbad's able to clear it outside of their 18 and fully out to midfield. The other one back there for Legends is Christina Tucker, but she has some time to move it over to Madison Stark along the near side. And try to start things back up once again. Harrow, touched by a Carlsbad player. Hannah Miller tried to keep it in, as did Christina Nixon. And that'll go off of the scaffolding. And one of the wills of our production crew getting a close call right at that center camera. Sydney Yates, a touch and go. Attempt taken away by Legends. Ball goes out of bounds, throw in for Carlsbad. This could be, yet again, another chance for momentum for this team in white. And they'll take their time, and it'll be Christina Nixon along the near touchline. Looking for Yates. Gets it at her feet. Yates trying to center for Prickett. Prickett sandwiched off the ball. Cleared away, but not completely out. Nixon looking for a cross for Yates. A touch inside the 18, and that's cleared by Amanda Kisocho, but not fully out. Kisocho gets a head on it, and Christina Tucker can't do so as the ball traveled up and over the net off the boot of Nola Prickett, out for a goal kick, and talked about the confidence at halftime as another sub is coming on for Legends FC 96, and here's that chance off the boot of Prickett, and just piecing things together ever so slowly. And that was maybe the first time that Legends looked a little bit frantic along their defensive line. As Peyton Perea comes back, she'll touch in for Kay Rodales. And goal kick now for Paige Simino and Legends FC. Carlsbad wins the 50-50 ball. Sydney Yates along the far side. Looking to center it inside for Daly. Taken away by Legends. Back to Carlsbad. Working through Miriam Bloom. Disseminating to the near side to Christina Nixon. Nixon has some room along the near touchline. To the corner flag. Looking to cross. Has a second chance for a touch and once again blocked off. The first one by Madison Stark. The second, Madeline Harrow. And this will be the first corner attempt for Carlsbad in the second half and second overall in the game. And once again, the center mid, Miriam Bloom. It'll be a right-footed kick from the near flag. Cross inside. in the danger area off the head of Kisocho, it looked like, and cleared fully out by Legends FC, and they'll push up and move back out to Bloom near side. Touch and go, looking back for Bloom along the near side. City Yates picks it up. Yates looking in center. Cleared away by Legends and booted back in by Megan Grant. Now Hannah Miller to Yates. Miller. She crosses inside. And cleared away by Legends once again. And we'll have another corner for Carlsbad. Second straight corner as we creep closer toward the 70-minute mark. Bloom is down there. And she'll call Bridget Daly off of it and want her to go inside. So it'll be Miriam Bloom once again taking the corner from the near flag. She's ready. The cross in, nice cross toward the center, hit up and in! Carlsbad Elite get the 1-0 lead off of the head of Sydney Yates. Either Yates or Renee Gonsalves got her head on it. But more importantly, Carlsbad Elite takes the lead right at the 70th minute. And it looked like it went off of the head of Yates from the replays that we have here. She had her hands up. That's her first of the tournament. Again, in the 70th minute, get the assist to Miriam Bloom on that. And so Carlsbad Elite with a 1-0 lead, and they haven't had many shots thus far in this game, but quality, not quantity. And the home team in white have that confidence they've been looking for all throughout this game. For Yates, that's her third goal this season. And in her first career game in this tournament, it's her first goal in game number 1, and a big one at that. For how tight it's been, you'll see a lot more pressure now from Legends coming back the other way on the counter to try to at least even this up and earn a point each. Because going down by 3 points would be monumental heading into games 2 and 3 tomorrow against NSA Jaguars and KC Metro Dynamos, not necessarily in that order. So now time is of the essence. Hannah Miller at the center line to Yates. Has a player open, long lead pass to Christina Nixon, and Tucker's there to take it away. And now Madeline Harrow and Legends FC 96 will look to counter. Up to Alosi. Can't get through Miriam Bloom. And that's cleared away by Chelsea Churchill. It'll be a throw-in for Legends. And Madison Stark. Stark will drop it back to her defensive line, and Sigband. And they'll look to move back up. They'll go up the far flank through Amanda Kisocho. Cross inside, looked a little dangerous, but headed away by Carlsbad. Not completely out. Perea's there. Had to go out of bounds for a goal kick last off of the head of Perea. And once again, Dana Garcia will check in for Legends FC. And this will be her second appearance in this game. She came in later on in the first half, did Garcia. Coming in for Madeline Harrow now. Harrow's work could be completed. They'll have another sub coming in a little bit later on as Michaela Pressgrave takes this goal kick. Garcia just coming off the bench, looking for Alosi. Cleared away by Carlsbad, and so we'll have a throw-in along the far touchline and another substitution and 2 consecutive stoppages for Legends FC 96, trying to change things up and gain back that momentum and the confidence they had in the first half and early on, because most of the game has been dominated by Legends, but all it takes is one chance, and that put Carlsbad Elite in the lead. Ashley Smith will come on for Legends. And she'll come on for Amanda Kisocho. Kaylee Frederick has to wait as a substitution for Carlsbad Elite. Thrown along the far side. Alosi's there. Glass off the foot of a Carlsbad player, so it'll be a throw-in for Legends once again. Now they're trying to build momentum of their own. To the far corner flag, to Felix. To Alosi, cutting inside. Glass off the foot of Alosi, comes back out. Substitute, Ashley Smith, cuts by Yates. To the near side, to Perea. Perea crossing in toward the 18. Headed away by Carlsbad. Trying to counter and hit back in by Christina Tucker. To the far corner flag. To Felix. Cross inside toward Alosi. Still inside the 18. Ball's up in the air. Alosi shoots up and in! Michelle Alosi found wide open room past Michaela Pressgrave. And it's now 1-1 between Legends and Carlsbad. Alosi was threatening all through the first half, and finally her threats pay off. Kaylee Frederick comes in for Hannah Miller. There's a good first attempt by Michaela Pressgrave, but couldn't preserve the clean sheet. As Alosi found some wide open room right by Pressgrave at the edge of the 6-yard box. Nothing but an open goal mouth. And so now we're evened up once again, this time by a 1-1 score. And now a foul called against Legends. And a stern talking to from the head official. So Carlsbad looked to counter back once again. Scoring didn't start until the past 10 minutes. Off of a corner from Miriam Bloom. Sydney Yates gets ahead on it. That was in the 70th minute. That opened up the score 1-0 Carlsbad Elite. And just moments ago, Michelle Alosi, she gets her second tournament goal and now her 8th game career in the 75th minute unassisted. And it's now 1-1 as Yates coming up the near side flank against Madison Stark. Stark muscles Yates off and back the other way. And they'll award a goal kick for Legends, last touched by Yates, though the two were tussling outside the 18-yard box, trying to gain advantage. And Paige Simino moved that ball along to the other side of the 6-yard box. Heading toward the 77th minute here. Long lead pass to Chua along the far side. Couldn't keep it in, so it'll be a throw-in for Carlsbad. Megan Grant will take that throw, the left back for the Elite. Coming up strong in the first half of play. Now Yates against Tucker. Holds off Tucker, but eventually Carlsbad gives way. And a back pass looking for Prisick. Almost found a stray Sydney Yates coming in. And Megan Grant muscles a player to the turf. And they'll call a late foul on that. And that's a call I agree with. Push Hannah Chua a little bit from behind off the ball. Didn't extend the arms, but she did knock her off the ball. In an unfavorable position, so Legends will get a little bit more room and another chance to maybe capitalize on the recent success. Perea inside, cleared away. Now Losi, she scored the first goal. Up to Sigbans. Out to the far side to Smith. She tries to shoot from long distance and blocked away by Carlsbad. The ball rolled back to Christina Tucker. And Legends, the top team from California South, second in Region 4 overall and 8th nationally. They're awarded a corner. Goes off of the foot of Megan Grant. So trotting her way out is Dana Garcia. Legends' second corner of the half, 4 of the game thus far. A left-footed kick coming from Dana Garcia. Setting up along the far side, maybe for runs in. Alosi's in the area, right by Pressgrave. The cross up. Goes up off of the head and goes wide left. It'll roll out of bounds for another corner. Lands off the head of a Carlsbad player, so first time couldn't find the right head, but maybe the second time will garner better success as Madison Stark will come to the near side flag and set up for the second straight corner. And once again, Legends off of set pieces, running from the far side, running in toward it, trying to get some open lanes, again for a stray head. Stark with a cross inside, off of a Carlsbad head, towards Stark, back out the near touchline. Stark fakes, back to Felix. She has some room. She winds. She lost it in there and knocked back out. And now it's a foot race. Chua will win that foot race by a long distance, a little bit more speed in front of Sydney Yates. As we approach the 80th minute here from field number 14, knotted up at 1. And 2 blows, 5 minutes apart. Stark looking for Alosi as well as Garcia. And Kaylee Frederick will just let that ball roll out of bounds for a goal kick. Quick setup by Michaela Pressgrave. And they'll look to go back to work very quickly. Grant will slowly take it out. Working along the far side. Turned over to Legends. It's Perea. Now Alosi with some speed along the far side. Cuts back in. Tries to muscle past a defender. Eventually won by Carlsbad. Up to Nola Prickett. Prickett looking for Yates, and strong defensive play made by Allie Prissick to move Yates off the ball and win the ball back for her team. Now Ashley Smith to Felix. And she'll just drop it back to her right back. Now Sigband in the middle to Alosi. Ball trailing around the defensive line. Perea tries to loft it up inside the 18. Grant has to knock it down, but Desiree Felix is there for Legends. Tries to cut by. She has some room. Blocked by Grant. And another corner coming up for Legends. This will be the fourth one of the second half. And another sub coming in for Carlsbad. This time Danica Steele. Given the okay for the corner. Dana Garcia will attempt the corner. Cross in. Toward the center, hit away by Grant. Pops back out to Chua. She launches. Save made by Pressgrave. Rebound comes out. Another shot on, blocked away. And that'll be awarded a goal kick coming for Carlsbad. And finally, that substitution, Danica Steele can come in. Look dangerous for Legends. They had a chance to find an open look, an initial nice first shot. And as a reminder, SKLZ, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. The NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer, and the MLS. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of the MLS. Foul against Carlsbad Elite, so Legends FC will set up along the near side. Peyton Perea took that. Desiree Felix along the middle. And foul called against Carlsbad just outside of the 18. No card, just a stern talking to Danola Prickett. Now this is about where Legends had the chance in the first half. Just outside that area, that Peyton Perea cross in. Found Michelle Alosi streaking in, but she couldn't find it toward net. Does have one-headed goal, does Alosi. So now they're just taking their time and setting everything up. Short pass from Ashley Smith, cut off by Carlsbad. It's Megan Simmons, streaking up, taken away. Sliding tackle misses the area, and a throw in now for Carlsbad as things start to speed up. Now in the 85th minute. Along the far side, it's Chua. Who's by a couple players. A flick on for Felix. Felix falls down off of contact. And it's Carlsbad trying to counter. And a foul called against Legends. Nola Prickett was in the area for Carlsbad. And so now Carlsbad Elite will have the chance in the first card of the match. In the 85th minute, that goes against Allie Prissick. First of the tournament for a rather reckless challenge at midfield against Nola Prickett. As tempers flare and aggression comes into play. See a lot more chances taken by both sides. Bloom along. Shot up toward the middle. Taken away by Legends. And now Losi to the near side touchline. She's cutting back. Trying to muscle off Kaylee Frederick. Frederick standing as a tower over top of Alosi, but Alosi with a bit more speed and versatility coming from the forward. As Legends clears it out past midfield, looking for a lead pass for Desiree Felix. Cleared away by Carlsbad and Chelsea Churchill. So now once again, it's Legends. The near side, Dana Garcia taking the throw. Drops it toward the center. No one's in the area for the light powder blue. Ball cleared away by Carlsbad. Now a foot race. Nixon against Stark. Stark wins that 50-50 ball to Prissick, who was awarded the yellow card. Chua, far side. Cuts back in. Ashley Smith's there to help out. Back to Chua. To Perea. Perea tries to cut. Taken away by Carlsbad. Now is Frederick stepping in. Back to Stark for Legends. As we creep closer toward the 90-minute mark. Stark. Nola Prickett and Christina Nixon come in. And trying to help out for Carlsbad. Both teams trying to corral possession around midfield, and a foul called against Carlsbad. And Danica Steele. Another substitution coming in for Carlsbad. Bridget Daly takes a seat.
She's going wide. Please let her get there. Let her get there.
And Stark will set up just inside of her attacking half for Legends.
Kaylee, come back across to the middle.
In the 88th minute now, Stark with a long boot toward the 18. Finds ahead of Carlsbad. Reaching in is Ashley Smith. Gets ahead on it. Cleared away by Grant. Now back the other way, Christina Nixon tries to get there, but Ashley Smith is there to swoop in for Legends and reset in their offense. Tucker. Far side, it's Chua to Alosi. Alosi tries to cross it in. Finds nothing but a boot of Carlsbad. And then the fifth corner of the half for Legends comes up, 7th overall on the day. Be Dana Dana Garcia once again, coming in with the left foot. This could be a pivotal time for a streaking head to come in inside the 18 for Legends. Last goal came off of a cross, not necessarily a corner, but a cross inside from that area. The cross from Garcia comes high. Streaking up is Tucker, no one's there. And goes off of the head of possibly Ashley Smith before it goes out for a goal kick. Take another look at that chance. Noah Smith getting ahead on it. Did find some open room, but couldn't put any power behind it because she was trailing back toward her back foot and off balance. Still in the Carlsbad half. Finally cleared out, but no one from Carlsbad is up there except Christina Nixon. She'll be all by herself if she wins it. And it'll be a start going the other way. Now Dana Garcia. Garcia lead pass, nice one up to Felix up the left wing. She tries to cut in, tripped up on the way. Peyton Pereira's there, as we'll have 2 minutes of added time coming up when we reach the full 90. Now this is pressure time for Legends. Alosi loses it to Miriam Bloom of Carlsbad, and so the team in white tries to counter back the other way. It's still all Legends in that midfield area putting on the pressure, and it seems like Carlsbad is somewhat content and just sitting back and trying to wait for the draw. Stark gets contact afterward, foul called against Miriam Bloom. No cards on that play. She was just tripped up on her way in. And a long hit by Paige Simino, the goalkeeper, just to try to get the ball in the vicinity and set this up. This could be one of the last chances for Legends. To be Peyton Pereira taking it for the team in powder blue. 3-person wall for Carlsbad. Again, all setting up on the far side of the ball and trying to streak in. Alosi's in the area, as is Felix. Ashley Smith's in the area. Chua sneaking in as well. The shot from Perez. Hits the wall, comes back out. Presic dumps it back in. Carlsbad trying to clear it out, does so toward the far side, but won by Tucker and Legends FC 96. Cross inside. A little bit of room for Garcia along the near side. Garcia muscled toward the ball. Last touch by Garcia kept in. Push down. That'll be a foul against Carlsbad and a free kick from that corner flag. So effectively, this is just like a corner for Legends. Madison Stark will take it. One player waiting in the area, but Stark is virtually all alone in the near corner. The cross inside. Alosi with the header! And that goes just wide right out for a goal kick. And that might just about do it here. Unless there's a little bit more time here for Carlsbad to get one last gas effort. Another look at that Stark cross in. Alosi was in the area, but again, as it was in the first half, just couldn't find the direction of the net. So she does have the lone tally for Legends. And that'll do it. Full 90 minutes is up, and for the first game in this U17 Girls Group A, Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC 96 both work to a 1-1 draw. That benefits both gets 1 point in this match. And they'll await the results of NSA Jaguars and KC Metro Dynamos to see how they have to combat for games 2 and 3 on Wednesday and Thursday. And for most of the game, it was Legends, 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 especially in the first half and the later stages of the second half. But the first strike from Carlsbad Elite in the 70th minute off of the head of Sydney Yates, off of a corner from Miriam Bloom, started the scoring for a 1-0 lead. And Michelle Alosi She was threatening all throughout the game, and she finally got her goal. A loose ball around the 6-yard box, and Alosi was able to find some open room and an open goal in the 75th minute unassisted. And back in the first half, as mentioned before, Legends was just threatening over and over again, and Peyton Perea had the golden chance of the first half for the set piece for Michelle Alosi off of this kick. Had some good direction on it coming in toward the penalty marker. Alosi got ahead on it but couldn't find net, and this was the cross in. Another one in the first half, but still nothing doing for Legends. They kept up the pressure, and they kept Carlsbad on their heels through most of the game. And now to the second half. A couple decent chances for Legends early on. They kept up pressure. Kay Rodales this cross in. This was the most threatening up to this point. And back the other way, Carlsbad came. This was one of the plays that set up some momentum coming for Carlsbad Elite to get that corner. And that was the first lacks of defensive strength. And there's the header by Sydney Yates. The first goal of the game, and 3 quick looks at that allows Carlsbad to get the 1-0 lead. That again was in the 70th minute of play. And that was the really good first chance for Carlsbad all game, and that was a big one that mattered. They gained the confidence back they were looking for and put a lot of pressure on Legends. Back the other way, Michelle Alosi, as mentioned before, found some room inside the 6-yard box just past the outreach glove of Michaela Pressgrave. And finally, one of the 3 header chances that she had, the second one goes in. And she evens up the score for Legends FC 96 1-1. That goal coming in the 75th minute of play. And a big one at that. Legends kept up the pressure for the rest of the second half from that point, and that was another good chance that went off of the head of a Carlsbad player. And this shot by Hannah Chua had some danger to it. Allie Prissa couldn't find the area. Another chance inside found the head of Ashley Smith, and just crosses and crosses and crosses in for Legends FC. They were given the crosses, and they were given the chances by Carlsbad. They were content to fall back on the ball and wait for a chance, and another Alosi chance and Christina Tucker chance. Couldn't find room. And that's a wrap-up of this first game. The only card awarded in this game was a yellow card in the 85th minute to Allie Prissick. But either way, a 1-1 score wraps up game number 1 of the day from field number 14, Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC. And on behalf of the entire production team, U.S. Youth Soccer, and all those at Turbo Sports, I'm Colin Shuck. Again, the final score for the Maryland SoccerPlex on field number 14, Carlsbad Elite 1 and Legends FC 96-1. We'll be back with more coverage from the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Well, we welcome you into the Maryland SoccerPlex and today's U17 girls contest from the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Today's game number 2 from field number 14, features the Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite from California South and Kings Hammer Academy, Ohio South. Well, from Ohio South. Colin Chuck, glad to be with you here. And first game saw the first game of this U17 Girls Group A, in which Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC 96, both teams from California South, went to a draw. Teams from the National League as well as Region 4 championships. Well, let's take this time to remind you, the National Guard, official armed forces branch of the U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships. Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. And don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to turbosportsgroup.com. Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. SKLZ, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. The NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer and the MLS. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of the MLS. While both teams neither stranger to each other, especially dating back to last season, in the national championship game, these two teams, Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite and Kings Hammer Academy, played in the national championship game. And the U16 national champion, Mavis Derflinger Cup winner, went to Del Mar Carmel Valley in what was a 2-2 draw heading into extra time. And then had to go to PKs, and the Sharks won 5-3 in PKs to award themselves the national championship. Their second straight national tournament appearance last season, going 3-0-1 with 7 points, 8 goals for and 3 goals against for the Sharks and Kings Hammer Academy, once again from Ohio South. Their third straight tournament appearance and their second as Kings Hammer Academy, with a 4-0-3 record, 14 points in round-robin play, 14 goals for and 6 goals against. Both teams setting up, and Kings Hammer Academy has the field already. You're looking at Del Mar Carmel Valley just breaking up from their pregame huddle. And a net for Del Mar Carmel Valley, it'll be Melissa Lauder. Lauder in 4 tournament games in her career. 5 goals against and 1 clean sheet. That clean sheet came at a 1-0 win against Legends FC 96, who just played from field 14. And Lauren Rice in for Kings Hammer Academy. 4 tournament games last season and 6 goals against. No clean sheets for them. Del Mar Carmel Valley in the all dark blues with gray trim. They'll be going from right to left. And Kings Hammer Academy in the white shirts and lighter blue shorts going from left to right. It'll be the Sharks heading off to start off this first half. He's waiting for the 4 officials and official word. And we're set and we're underway. Game number 2 of the U17 girls. This one a Pool B game. As Del Mar Carmel Valley has the early advantage, Crystal Cordova comes up the right side, trying to streak inside and goes right to Lauren Rice in net. Just easily cradling that ball was Lauren Rice, the Wisconsin-Milwaukee commit for 2015. Played in all 10 games this season, listed on the roster between region play and National League play, as the ball trails out of bounds in favor of Kings Hammer Academy. Kings Hammer, located in Wilder, Kentucky, just 15 minutes from Cincinnati, Ohio, head coached by John Pickup. And they're a fusion of 3 different clubs: Tri-State, Kings Soccer Academy and Hammer FC. And this is their second appearance as specifically Kings Hammer Academy in the tournament. Previously, they were Kings Soccer Academy back in 2011, before the merger happened in that year. From her own end, Melissa Lauder. Long pass up to Kirsten McBean. And now to the far side. Haley Harbison along the far side trying to find her teammate Crystal Cordova. And a throw-in awarded for Kings Hammer Academy along that far touchline. It'll be Kings Hammer trying to get it past the midway line, and the Sharks seem to be circling early on in this game in the first couple minutes. Along the near side is McKenna Lavatori for Kings Hammer. Long lead pass looking for her striker, Kelly Polasic. And that ball won by Gianna Montini. And so now working back from center defense, and a long pass up toward the middle. And some loose change for the Sharks coming up with some speed. It's Crystal Cordova cutting to the inside. Cordova with some room from the 18. A shot along the ground. And Lauren Rice is there to make the stop to her right. Even early on, Crystal Cordova has some speed and some momentum. First chance up the right flank. This one up the near flank. She could be key. Now coming up is Shelby Lee. Lee racing in inside the 18. Ball knocked away by Camille Williams. Ball goes to the corner flag. This will be the first chance overall off of corners for Del Mar Carmel Valley. And 2 shots early on as well. Now the cross in. Finds a head and a body of a Kings Hammer player. And cleared out and a free kick awarded. And one of the defenders for Kings Hammer, she took that ball square in the stomach, and that'll knock the winner right out of you, off of that corner. And another look at it, yeah, right off of it. She just tried to play the ball out and unfortunately had to go down, but Kings Hammer will get the free kick right on the inside. And it'll be Lauren Rice. Rice with an interesting kit, a yellow base kit with the red of Kings Hammer, as well as gray along the sleeves. Kings Hammer does have gray coming down as stripes along the sides of their kits. As that ball's cleared up by Bailey Feist. Feist looking for a pass for Polasic. Polasic's in the area, but hit away by Jordan Sanders of the Sharks. And so Sydney Kilgore will have to retrieve that ball and throw it in. Kilgore, in her 5th tournament game, had 1 goal back last year in the 5-1 win against Toms River FC Elite United, 96-97, the team from New Jersey, and one of the premier teams in this age group. Saw a couple of tournaments in the past few seasons. Sharks are trying to hit it out of their defensive third. Kept by Kings Hammer. Lavatori, back to Williams. Across the back line. And now we're toward the far side. Back to the middle looking for Katie Murray. And eventually finds the feet of Feist. Bounces off of her own player. Feist now working from the center mid position, trying to work through Feist. And a quick touch foul called against Del Mar Carmel Valley, so it'll be a free kick for Kings Hammer. They'll set up most of their offensive players just at the 18-yard line. This will be from about 25, 30 yards out. Cross in, a line driver, just goes wide left of the net, so it'll be a goal kick upcoming now for Del Mar Carmel Valley. And the Sharks won the U17 Girls National League Group Blue. Now, as their ticket into this tournament, a 6-1-0 record, 18 points, didn't garner a loss. Two-time California South State champions in 2012 and 2013. As they're racing up now to the near side, Shelby Lee racing for a chance in the middle and just couldn't find the right foot of the teammate. Goes out for a goal kick. Once again, Crystal Cordova was in the area. And I think the big benefactor on that was Kirsten McBean. It's been mainly the Sharks. Now back the other way. Angelina Merriweather up the far side. She crosses inside. And that ball is bounced up and on top of the netting, so it'll be a goal kick. But good cross from Merriweather. Coming in our 5th tournament game, we'll attend the University of Nevada this coming fall. Now the strike by Rice will clear the ball out toward midfield, and once again Kings Hammer will try to corral it and put possession back into their striking half. Cordova working against Mary Briggs. Let's scratch that Madison Baumgartner. The throw-in goes to Kirsten McBean, and that's cleared out by Kings Hammer again, so we'll have yet another throw-in. And Madison Baumgartner, you may recognize that name if you're a avid baseball fan. No, there's no relation. The spelling is different from the pitcher. However, Madison Baumgartner already committed to Wake Forest in 2015. She'll join a couple of her teammates at Wake Forest, including Bailey Feist, who will also attend in that year. As Kings Hammer trying to work around midfield. But once again, Del Mar Carmel Valley has an answer, especially from the defensive line. Kilgore and a tussle of players are on that center line, and the Sharks are there to pick it up. Merriweather loses the ball to Baumgartner. It goes off of Merriweather out for a throw-in for Kings Hammer. Kings Hammer trying to just get out of the middle third of the field, and they've only really had one chance to move up to the attacking third. Unfortunately for them, Del Mar Carmel Valley has had a lot of chances and has really stretched things out and pushing up, especially behind the wings of Crystal Cordova, to push the ball up early. Here's another chance up the near flank for Kelly Polasic. She'll have to race in a foot race with Gianna Montini. Montini will win that one. Muscle Polasic off the ball. Touched out of bounds by Polasic. She disagrees, but it'll be a goal kick either way for the Sharks as we head toward the 10-minute mark here of this first half, and still no score. The other game going on at field number 3 for Group B in this 10 a.m. slot. Maitland 96-97, Florida Crush Black. They're the Region 3 champions. And VSA Heat 96 Blue out of Virginia. They were the runner-up for Region 1. But because of National League ties and awardings that way, even though they didn't win the Region 1 championship, they were awarded the bid into the tournament because the Region 1 champion was moved into the National League groupings. So they get the free pass and are that 8th team into the tournament. But along the far side, from field 14, Del Mar Carmel Valley with the throw-in. Still along the far side, and foul called, I believe, against Merriweather once again against the Sharks. It'll be a free kick for Kings Hammer Academy. Del Mar, head coached by Felicia Kappas. Manager Linda Harbison. as play is right around midfield. And Kings Hammer is trying to push the ball up a little bit more, and it's taking a while for them to get up there, but take it as you can get it. And you also may recognize Melissa Lauder's keeping uniform. That's the Nike model worn by the U.S. men's and women's national team before the recent cycle of World Cup games. Both Hope Solo on the women's side and Tim Howard on the men's side garnering that style. And in that style kit, Hope Solo helped her U.S. women's national team to a gold medal win in London, 2-1 win against Japan in that final from Wembley, after defeating Canada in extra time in the semifinal to reach that final. Kings Hammer's McKenna Lavatori. Looking for a drop-off, can't find anyone there. Cordova picks it up for a brief moment, but turned back over to Sydney Goins. Goins launches the ball up, trying to find Kilgore. Bounces up and down. Bailey Feist is in the area, as is Kilgore now. Now out for a quick one-time shot from Katie Murray. That'll go wide right out for a goal kick, and something is developing for Kings Hammer now. After having to sit back for the first few minutes off of two initial stretches. Let's take a look at the couple of chances that Kings Hammer has had in this first 13 minutes of the first half. The Sharks put on the early pressure off of the first kick. And they're looking to gain their confidence and gain their form that brought them to this point. It's Laura Nemiroff along the far side. She's racing in. I'll pass up looking for Kilgore. And drop back off to a defender. To the near side over to Murray. Murray touches it outside the 18. Drop off near side for Lavatori. Lavatori crosses up and over the net. And that'll be a goal kick. Kings Hammer ranked 23rd nationally. Overall, in Region 2, ranked number 2. And the Ohio South number 1 rank. Kings Hammer has played second fiddle to the past two national champions. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Losing in 2012 and 2013 finals. 2013 against Del Mar Carmel Valley, as mentioned, that 2-2 draw and 5-3 win for the Sharks in PKs. And defeated by one of the players of the first game. Legends FC 96, that was a 1-0 loss in the championship game in 2012. As here's a quick shot on and nothing doing for Lauren Nemiroff. But the pressure's picked up in the past couple minutes immediately for Kings Hammer. And so now all 20 of the field players for both sides are scrunched within the mid-third, trying to, again, gain momentum and control in that area and work through into their attacking third, trying to get a lot more runs and open space, and that's the MO of Del Mar Carmel Valley. They look to get runs and try to thread through the defense, and Kings Hammer trying to do the same thing, but neither one is picking up sole possession right now around the midfield area, as the Sharks are looking to counter now. Pass from McBean, looking for Cordova, knocked out by Kings Hammer. It'll be a throw-in now for the Sharks. And so they're going to look to throw in here along that far side. Coming in to help out is Natalie Sadik. Ball won by Kings Hammer, and that's Bailey Feist in that area, and she boots it up and out of play. And let's take this time to remind you, Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. And as a reminder, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to turbosportsgroup.com. 16th minute here from Field 14, game number 2 of the day from this field. And the first game for both of these teams in Group B, U17 girls play. And we still don't have a score. In the earlier game, the first goal came in the 70th minute, so we could be waiting a while as confidence and momentum builds up, and a lot more conservative play from both sides, and that's expected, especially in the first game in the morning. Well, for the Sharks, local time for them, it's 7:14 a.m. The pains of playing on the East Coast. And for Kings Hammer, right around the same time for them as well. And a cross in for the Sharks, looking for a stray head, can't find one, knocked out, but picked up once again by Sadik. She tries to get it into the area, cleared away. Now back into the Sharks zone. Hit up, but not out. Murray's there. Murray with a lead pass, looking for a streaky Nemiroff, and didn't have enough room to try to get to that area before it was picked up by Melissa Lauder. Loudery mentioned that this is her 5th tournament game overall. Will be attending Santa Clara University in 2015, as according to her verbal commitment. 2013 Golden Glove and Best 11 award winner, as well as, again, 5 goals in last year's tournament. And a throw in along the near touchline for the Sharks. It'll be taken by Dominique Decoy. Kilgore, a touch and go to get it out, but picked back up once again by the Sharks. Sadik. So drop it back to her back line, and Jordan Sanders, and now they'll have to rush back and allow Lauder to clear it back to midfield and work through this tumultuous area for both clubs. It's Kilgore for Kings Hammer. To the near side. Lavatori tried to clear it up, looking for Kelly Polasic to streak in, and neither Lavatori nor Polasic could get a boot on it. Lavatori, Moorhead State commitment in 2015, her 5th tournament game as well, played all 10 games this season, and mentioned Kelly Polasic had 1 goal back in 2012. This is career tournament game number 9. Scored in the 4-2 victory against Cruza FC Bucks Fury, and that goal coming in the 29th minute. Now Longley pass, here's a chance for the Sharks if they can get to it. Coming out for it is Rice, and Rice collides with a Del Mar player. That was Kirsten McBean. And McBean's down for the count, it appears, off of that collision. A little bit slow to get up, but she looks okay from our vantage point. Just a hard tackle made by Lauren Rice, and Rice needs to make that play as well. Sharks have the advantage streaking up in that long through ball. And so now throwing for the Sharks on the far side. And looking to streak in are the Sharks. And that's touched out of play last by Del Mar Carmel Valley. And will go out for a goal kick. Mentioned Polasic before, Indiana State commitment in 2015. She did wear a different number in National League and Region 2 play. Wore number 13 and being worn by Camille Williams in this tournament. 10 games overall in season play, 8 goals, 4 in each the National League and Region 2, and 3 of those 4 goals in National League play was part of a 13-0 throttling against South Dakota United. Is happy for both. Keeper with a clean sheet, and if you're John Pickup, you have to be happy with that play specifically, and the first sub will be coming on for Kings Hammer Academy. As the ball rolls out of play, right about to where we are. Throwing in favor of the Sharks. Dominique Decoy. Cordova gets a boot on it, looking for a give and go. Cordova spins around, finds the ball at her heels. Now she goes up the left flank. With some speed, Cordova muscled off by Lavatori. Lavatori touches it, and Cordova puts a shove back on her own. And now finally cleared away by Kings Hammer, and we will have our first substitution. Patrice DePasquale coming in for Kelly Polasic. A forward for forward substitution. DePasquale making her tournament debut but played in 7 games this season, 10 games this season, team leading 7 goals through National League and Region 2 play. And 2 of those 3 Region 2 goals, and I'll correct my mistake as a foul is awarded in favor of Del Mar Carmel Valley in a threatening area. That 13-0 South Dakota United win was in Region 2 play. So Shelby Lee will set up. Oh, now she'll give way now for Jordan Sanders. Will come up from her defensive position. 3-player wall outside the 18 for King's Hammer. Sanders will set up. It'll be a left-footed strike from Sanders. Chip up to the far side of the 18, finds a head of King's Hammer, and it'll go well out to the outside, picked up by Nemiroff. And she'll just boot it deep into the Del Mar Carmel Valley area. Now it's a foot race. DePasquale trying to give chase for King's Hammer, and that's hit back into the center area. Into the 22nd minute we go, and still no score here from Field 14. This game has a bit more pace than the 8 a.m. game between Carlsbad Elite and Legends FC 96. But still about the same amount of chances at this juncture in the first half as we did in that juncture. Now here's a lead pass up the far side. Coming up is Kirsten McBean, and can't get a decent touch on it, so it goes out of play in favor of King's Hammer. McBean, 2 goals in 4 tournament games in 2013. Looking to be attending Mercer University in the fall, as we have our first sub now coming on for Del Mar Carmel Valley. And speaking of McBean, she'll give way. And first time in this game, Julianne DeArmas. Also her 5th tournament game. Made a verbal to the University of San Diego for the 2015 school year. Her lone goal in 7 National League games came in the 63rd minute of the 2-1 victory against Beach Football Club Academy. And that was part of that unblemished 6-1-0 record in National League play for the Sharks. Ball trails out of play. So Del Mar Carmel Valley will have another throw-in coming. Over along the far side. That's Cordova. Come to the near side, and incidental contact and a push down. Nothing meant by it. Kilgore was just racing in and just tumbled over the advancing player. Looked to be Shelby Lee for the Sharks. So a free kick upcoming, and yet again another 3-player wall. Looks to be about the same distance as the last one earlier on in this first half. About 30 to 35 yards out. They might look to go for just a chip over the wall. And once again, Jordan Sanders, the one going to be taking this free kick. Chip up over the wall toward the far side, finds a straight head, and goes out of play for a goal kick. There's not enough direction toward that on that header. And Jordan getting some coaching from Felicia Kappas, her head coach. Saying just try to drive it a little bit more toward goal. Bit more direction. Haven't seen that much sunshine today. Clouds looking to be in the area. Nothing threatening toward play, even in terms of rain today. Could see thunderstorms later on during the course of this week, and we'll hope and pray that doesn't happen. At worst, rain wouldn't be bad. It would make things interesting at least. But then play again becomes sloppy, and the ball could slow down on a muddy pitch. That's neither here nor there. In the 26th minute, still no score, and Del Mar Carmel Valley looking to threaten. Shelby Lee looking for Cordova near side. And out of bounds, cleared by King's Hammer. Throw in for Decoy to Cordova. And back off of the head of Lavatori. There'll be another throw in upcoming for Del Mar Carmel Valley. Favorable record against tournament opponents. Played 6 games against tournament opponents this season. They're 4-2 against them, including playing VSA Heat 96 Blue in National League play. That's the only team in their group that they've played in National League play. And that was a 4-2 victory. They played Legends FC and NSA Jaguars, both Pool A teams, winning 1-0 against Legends and losing 1-0 against NSA Jaguars, as Kings Hammer trying to chase it in. Sidney Kilgore in the area. Kilgore finds a favorable touch, but cleared away by Jordan Sanders. Throw in for Kings Hammer as they try to put more pressure back on. Their pressure has come in small spurts. Now Crossan finds a Shark's Head, coming back out toward the far side. And Del Mar Carmel Valley. It's Merriweather. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in, and another sub upcoming now for Del Mar Carmel Valley in the next stoppage. Well, on the far side, it's Kings Hammer. Trying to win the 50-50 ball, can't do so, and the Sharks knock it out for a throw-in. Samantha Staub will be coming in for Del Mar Carmel Valley in her 5th tournament game as well. The Kings Hammer near side. It's Bailey Feist. Stopped at the corner. Out to Lavatori. Too long, so Cordova for Del Mar Carmel Valley picks it up. Now Harbison. Long lead pass with some room. It's Shelby Lee to the near side. Lee, a lot of room. A low cross inside. Can't find a foot, and Harbison was in the area as well. Shrieks by her. Still some danger. Cross inside. No one's there. Shelby Lee now. Touched by a player inside the 18. The cross up and just in! Shelby Lee. A bit of a prayer of a ball, but that goes in. It's 1-0 Del Mar Carmel Valley in the 28th minute. For Lee, it's her first goal in her career for this tournament. And she set up the first play initially, a lead pass to her, across. She found some room to the near side, touched it by a player, and just lofted the ball. And there's not much that Lauren Rice could do on that play, though. Just out of her stretch. As both Samantha Staub and Rachel Carroll will come in for Del Mar Carmel Valley. It's an unassisted goal, and again, first of the tournament and first of her career in this tournament for Shelby Lee in the 28th minute. So it's 1-0. Del Mar Carmel Valley had pressure early on in the first couple minutes, and finally the first goal goes through. And they'll have a throw-in along the far sideline as well. It'll be Staub taking the throw-in, and Kings Hammer will line up another substitution upcoming. The Sharks outside the 18. Shelby Lee, another chance, and a save going to her left from Lauren Rice. Lee looking rather dangerous. Another look at that, just found some open space between a sandwich. And Kings Hammer having some chances, just nothing doing. It's been Del Mar Carmel Valley for most of the half. As play comes toward the near side for Kings Hammer Academy. Lavatori up to Kilgore. Kilgore can't find it through. And so we'll have a throw-in here as substitutions come in. We'll remind you, Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. And Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nemiroff will come off. Lavatori will take the throw in along the near touchline. And Kilgore trying to go back and forth. She'll go back to Lavatori as the safe bet. And cross fields for King's Hammer. They'll move to the far side off of the feet of Madison Baumgartner. Now Baumgartner along that far side, across in toward the 18. There's some players in the area off of the head of DePasquale. Still in the area, DePasquale's there. She gets a head on it, up and just off the crossbar and off of the hand of Melissa Lauder. A nice leaping stop for the keeper. And what seemed like nothing doing for King's Hammer all of a sudden got some momentum, and DePasquale set herself up for another header to come in. And with her height, it really helps things out as King's Hammer will have their first corner of the half. It'll be DePasquale again, crossing in. No one can race through the area as that ball goes off of the foot of Del Mar Carmel Valley. Will have another throw-in for King's Hammer. Lavatori will come back from her right back position and take this. Looks off, and a turn for DePasquale. To the corner for Kilgore. Across inside to the box, and Lauder's there to pick that ball up. An easy stop for the keeper as she rolls out, and upcoming, the Sharks looking to counter. Look to be some room. As Madison Baumgartner picks it back up. King's Hammer a little bit more dangerous after that first goal conceded. Off of the foot of Shelby Lee. As that ball trails all the way back to Melissa Lauder. They'll reset and take their time doing so. Jill Lloyd has the same kick as Melissa Lauder. Jillian Lloyd in a backup national team player, as well as starting keeper for Sky Blue FC in the National Women's Soccer League. Just played the Washington Spirit back on Sunday, and in Spirit's home turf at the Maryland Soccer Complex, they'll actually play here Wednesday at 7 p.m. against the Portland Thorns. And a foul called against King's Hammer Academy, so it'll be a free kick upcoming for the Sharks. Still that lone tally in the 28th minute from Shelby Lee is the difference in this 1-0 game. Another throw-in upcoming for Del Mar Carmel Valley. They'll take their time moving up. A bit more comfortable. I'm sure they'd love to get another goal or two to pad the lead. But for right now, they have the difference maker. Taken away by King's Hammer. They'll go back up the far wing. Stopped once again by Del Mar Carmel Valley and back up again, looking for a centering pass cut off by a defender. And now to the middle. Touched by Sadek. Cleared away, and Del Mar will have another throw in, this time along the near side, and it'll be Decoy taking it. Haven't seen a lot much from Crystal Cordova since the early couple minutes, but she's been in the area. And now it's Diarmas. Diarmas trying to center off a defender. Comes back out to Montini. Montini loses possession of it. And King's Hammer is able to win that and clear it up. Long clearing attempt for DePasquale, who has had the best chance thus far for King's Hammer since coming off the bench. Her height makes a big difference, especially along that back line for Del Mar. To go in a foot race with Kilgore. I go out of bounds in favor of the Sharks. So as we hit the 35-minute mark, Sharks still somewhat comfortable. I can imagine that John Pickup and King's Hammer are going to devise something here, getting closer toward the end of the first half to try to swing it back in their favor. Mary Briggs will come in for Del Mar. Now racing up are the Sharks. Haley Harbison. Harbison collides with Katie Murray. Murray wins that 50-50 ball. And a drop off to go forward. Sydney Goins to the far side. Now lead pass, looking for Murray streaking in, and Murray didn't have enough steam to continue that run, maybe hoping Kilgore would pick it up instead. And back the other way, the Sharks try to counter. Williams is there to pick it off for King's Hammer, and she'll knock it out of bounds for a throw-in for Del Mar Carmel Valley as we yet again get another substitution coming in. And not only will Mary Briggs come in, but also waiting is Franziska Komar. For Komar, this is her 5th tournament game. Did have a goal last year in the tournament. The game tire in the 2-1 victory against Bay Oaks Botafogo. And Briggs also played last year. Didn't register anything on the stat sheet, but she is playing in her 5th game as Decoy tries to gain favor for the Sharks and taken away by King's Hammer. And up the line it goes. Knocked back in. Up for Carroll. Carroll looking inside, trying to find Komar. Komar takes a tumble off of a challenge of a King's Hammer player. And the Academy coming back the other way. Has some room up midfield. Lead pass looking for Kilgore. Kilgore stops. Back to the near side and taken away by Del Mar Carmel Valley. And Dominique Decoy. Headed away by Del Mar. So it'll be a throw-in for Lavatori and King's Hammer. And off the throw, the Sharks win it. As it bounces back and forth before Lavatori eventually picks it up for King's Hammer along the near touchline, circling around. And looked to be the right call for King's Hammer. Lavatori once again off the throw. Kilgore and Di Pasquale are in the area. Kilgore number 17, Di Pasquale number 8. That's Kilgore that retrieves it. Sandwiched and taken away by Del Mar. Looking for the lead pass, now a foot race. Racing forward is Rachel Carroll. She can't get there. Peyton Atkins does instead. And so off the foot of Atkins, it'll be a throw-in for Del Mar. Getting closer to the end of the first half, and the Sharks have threatened and were able to open up the defensive line with a couple of nice through balls and crosses in early in the first half, but the one chance by Shelby Lee really opened things up, and ever since then, King's Hammer has clamped down defensively. And as for King's Hammer, they've had a couple of chances, but I think running through Di Pasquale will really help things out getting toward the second half. Come to the near side. It's Sadek. She tries to cross in. That's blocked away. And a strong play from King's Hammer. That'll be a corner. Now it was McKenna Lavatori stepping in. So it'll be corner number 3 for Del Mar. From the near corner flag, a right-footed strike. Crosses up. In the area, headed away by King's Hammer and out for a throw-in. That's a smart defensive play just to move up and to stop the advantage from coming in any way that you can, and knocking it out of bounds will do just that as long as it's not set up for another corner. Sun finally peeking out for what may be the first sustained time. Ball inside the 18, pops back out. Hannah Koch retrieves it to the far side. Mary Briggs, the cross in goes off of a foot of King's Hammer, and so it'll go to the corner, to the far one this time, in the fourth corner in the first half for the Sharks. Just approaching minute number 40. Just looking for a ball from one of the ball runners, and Jordan Sanders, like she has before, will be taking the corner from that far flag. Sanders waiting, and Most of the Sharks are near side. Now the cross from Sanders inside finds the hand of Lauren Rice, and Kings Hammer is able to clear it out. Now it's a 1-on-2. Both number 8s, DePasquale and Koch, looking to battle. This ball comes toward the 18. Still in the air, hasn't been settled just yet. Finally by Gianna Montini for Del Mar Carmel Valley. Now to the far side, looking for Briggs, cut off by Kings Hammer. And back up the far side and knocked out of bounds for a throw. And Mary Alf will check in now for Kings Hammer Academy. Her 5th tournament game overall, played in all 4 last season. Committed to the University of Cincinnati for 2016. Has played all 7 games in National League play. Was not listed for the Region 2 tournament. But the defender will come in and look to range right around midfield. Now throwing the Del Mar, comes and finds a Sharks teammate. And taken away by Kings Hammer Academy. Now back up the far side, the centering pass 50-50 chance. Nice tackle by Montini. Will go out of bounds, but it's that kind of play that's allowed Del Mar to gain the advantage and get more momentum and control in that midfield area, especially early on in the first half, the first few minutes off of the first strike. Kings Hammer can't get it out of their own 50. Still lofted in the air. And finally cleared up to Kilgore. And just maybe a touch out, but still racing to the near side. Now to the corner flag. Julianne Diarmas. She waits the cross in. A long cross to the other side. Finds Briggs. Briggs with the one-touch chance. Another chance, and finds the gloves of Lauren Rice. Decent opportunity for Del Mar Carmel Valley off of the cross from Diarmas. Briggs just waiting wide open there. And 2 shot attempts and 2 blocks from stray feet from Kings Hammer defenders. And now back the other way. Kilgore's up there, trying to flick it to a teammate. Can't find her now. Kilgore has to come to the near side. She wins the battle with Decoy. Kilgore for Kings Hammer. We approach the 43-minute mark. Kilgore still crossing it toward the inside. And Melissa Loudershire picked that one up. An easy stop for the keeper. Still a 1-goal difference between the Sharks and Kings Hammer Academy, opponents in the 2013 National Championship game. And 3 teams from California South in this tournament overall. 2 from National League play and 1 from the Region 4 champions. The Region 4 champions going to Legends FC 96. Now at the far side is Briggs once again. Briggs trying to cross a low one, hits off of a foot. And Lauren Rice is there. They'll call it a corner as Lauren Rice stepped out of bounds. Rice isn't too happy about it. We'll have 1 more minute added on before we call it a first half. Jordan Sanders will take it. This will be quarter number 5 if you're keeping track at home for the Sharks in this half. Just gives a testament of the kind of play that they've had. And now Sanders, the cross coming toward the inside. Hit away by Kings Hammer and finally out of danger. But not completely out of the half. Decoy kept it in. Official showing 1 minute of added time as Lauren Rice punts this one up to the midfield area and trying to get one last-ditch effort for her team before the first half whistle blows. It's Alf. Long to the far side. And a long crossfield pass that's cut off by Del Mar Carmel Valley. Now they could go back the other way if they win the ball. They can't do so. So it goes back into the zone, and it'll be Camille Williams and Lauren Rice working together to clear the ball out of danger. Quick touch foul on the Sharks. It'll be Kings Hammer possession. there won't be too much left. And that'll do it for the first half of play, but the lone strike coming off the foot of Shelby Lee at the 28th minute is the difference thus far. It's a 1-0 lead for the Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite over top of Kings Hammer Academy in game number 2 from Field 14 and the first game in this Group B for the U17 girls group. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and you're watching coverage of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard, back from the Maryland Soccer Complex with more, including first half highlights, right after this short break. This presentation of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships is presented in part by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships. Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Capri Sun, the official ready-to-drink juice of U.S. Youth Soccer. Turbo Sports Group, the official video streaming production company of the National Championships. Don't forget, you can order and purchase any broadcast from this year's event by logging on to www.turbosportsgroup.com. Happy Family, the official on-the-go superfood of U.S. Youth Soccer. Kohl's, the official department store of U.S. Youth Soccer. Liberty Mutual Insurance, an official sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer. SKLZ, the official player performance training sponsor of U.S. Youth Soccer. Sports Authority, the official sporting goods retailer of U.S. Youth Soccer. Wilson Trophy Company, the official awards, medals, and pin supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. The NSCAA, a proud partner of U.S. Youth Soccer. And the MLS. U.S. Youth Soccer is the official grassroots partner of the MLS. Colin Shuck back with you for a brief moment here from field number 14. 1-0 lead for Del Mar Carmel Valley against Kings Hammer Academy at the halftime mark. And that lone strike taking place in the 28th minute for Del Mar Carmel Valley. And early on, the Sharks had a lot of pressure, going both ways, back and forth. Kings Hammer had a couple chances. Theirs came more in spurts, but it was the Sharks that were really circling the waters for most of the first half and putting a lot of pressure on both the defensive line and the keeper for Kings Hammer Academy. And a couple early fouls allowed for some chances and had some direction before. And this is the one that set everything up. Shelby Lee, a cross-field pass, and found the stray foot of Natalie Sadek. She crossed it back out, and Lee had a chance at the 18. She took a touch to her left, and a left-footed loft just found the post in the far side of the net. Take another look at it as we go through, and nothing Lauren Rice could do on that strike, and that brought it to a 1-0 Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite lead. Again, at the 28th minute mark on that unassisted play. This is probably the best chance for Kings Hammer Academy and Patrice DePasquale. A couple headers and a nice chance, but Melissa Lauder got a glove on it to stop that one as it looked to be right around the crossbar. And this late chance by Mary Briggs, the substitute, coming in. And it just seemed like the Sharks had an answer for every Kings Hammer Academy chance getting in that first half. And 5 corners for Del Mar Carmel Valley is really what did it for Kings Hammer Academy, and that can tell you how much of the time was spent in the attacking half of the field for Del Mar Carmel Valley instead of in the Kings Hammer end. Sharks just seem to have an answer, and I think confidence will do a big part for Kings Hammer coming into the second half, and for Del Mar, it's finding those through balls and really working to open up the field of play like they did so efficiently in that first half of play. Well, we'll take another quick break, and when we come back, second half of action of the 2014 UF Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard. Back from the Maryland SoccerPlex in just a moment. We're getting ready for the second half action here from field number 14 of the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships presented by the National Guard on the Turbo Sports Group Network. Colin Shuck with you all week long from field number 14, and this match game number 2 of the U-17 girls group. This is Group B action in their first games between the Del Mar Carmel Valley Sharks Elite from Southern California and Kings Hammer Academy from Southern Ohio. Del Mar Carmel Valley, they have the 1-0 lead heading into the second half of action. Teams will switch sides, so now Kings Hammer Academy in the mainly white shirts will be going from right to left, and Del Mar Carmel Valley going from left to right in their mainly dark blue shirts and shorts. And the lone strike, a lofter from Shelby Lee, the midfielder, at the 28-minute mark is the difference in this game. There's still a lot of time for Kings Hammer to gain the momentum and come back, especially starting off with the ball to start the second half of play. They can put pressure up. They can start to move the ball from their defensive half, which is where they spent most of their time in the first 45 minutes of play. We'll see how that changes, again, as they do switch sides. As a breeze comes in, the sun starts to come out, and finally we're underway for this second half, and Sydney Kilgore will start off early and try to push things up through the midfield. That was the trouble spot for Kings Hammer. It looked like Del Mar Carmel Valley had play of the midfield for a majority of the first half. And racing up for Kings Hammer, trying to look to pressure, but Hannah Koch is there to clear the ball out for the Sharks. And moving up, Mary Alf at midfield. Kilgore along the far side. A lot of play along the right wing for Kilgore in the first half. Nothing further developing other than a couple crosses. And one really good look from Kings Hammer. Now Lauren Nemiroff to the near side to Katie Murray. Murray drops it back off for Madison Baumgardner. Muscles by Mary Briggs. Oh, give off to Nemiroff. Trying to go for a triangle play, and unfortunately Del Mar wins that one and launches the ball up the near side lane. Foot race won by Goins. Ball bounces out of bounds to be thrown for Del Mar Carmel Valley. Located in San Diego, California, founded back in 1980. One of the elder clubs, specifically in this U-17 girls bracket. Throw in one by Del Mar Carmel Valley. And Julianne DeArmas just lost the ball behind her. And a quick touch foul against Francisca Comar. And so it'll be a free kick upcoming for Kings Hammer Academy. Kogar had the game timing goal in the 2-1 win versus Bay Oaks Botafogo in the 2013 round robin. As it's Kings Hammer. Lead pass by Bailey Feist. Turned back over to the Sharks. Now touch and go, close quarters play along the near side. Right now, it's Gianna Montini. She'll drop it back for her center back. And taken away by Kings Hammer, now back for the Sharks again. Mary Briggs. To Montini, turned over to Katie Murray of Kings Hammer. Murray will drop it back to Baumgardner. Looking for a give and go for Nemiroff, and Hannah Koch there along the near side, touches out of bounds. It's a Kings Hammer throw-in. Still not even 3 minutes into the second half. In the 48th minute, a launch inside the 18. Someone streaking in there at Sydney Kilgore. And Kilgore couldn't find a corral to get it onto her left foot. She did get a nice chest right around the 6-yard box, but unfortunately for her, just couldn't find the touch to maybe even the score. Instead, Melissa Lauder I'm going to correct myself. Sydney Wooten is in now. Lauder coming off in this first half. Sydney Wooten, 4 games listed in the tournament last season, 7 games overall. She has a verbal to North Carolina State University, and that is for the 2015 school year. And Nemiroff muscled off in a straight arm, and they're going to call a foul against Nemiroff. And a few complaints, thinking that Gianna Montini had the more aggressive foul, but Nemiroff had the initial infraction to cause that. So it's a free kick for the Sharks. Turn back over to King's Hammer, and Bailey Feist is calling for a foul. And Feist didn't have the advantage. She just kind of tripped up Gianna Montini. Montini will take her time and favoring her ankle a little bit. A little bit of a limp as she goes back toward the center back position. Jordan Sanders will take the cross in inside the 18. Rice comes out, gets a hand on it. The ball is loose, touched up, and that's called back. And a foul against Del Mar Carmel Valley. Sharks were threatening. Julianne DeArmas, had that not been a foul called against her Sharks, would have had a wide open goal mouth and a chance to make it a 2-0 lead. And there's the contact right in the middle. Looked like Franziska Komar in that area, just knocking down the goalkeeper Lauren Rice. So it'll be a chance for King's Hammer to come back out along the far side. And turn it back over once again to Del Mar Carmel Valley. And the Sharks going to press toward the near side. Cut off by Baumgartner. Circle back around against Mary Briggs. Bounces off of a Sharks player. Once again, Komar. While the Del Mar substitution upcoming. Haley Harbison will check back in. Her first touches of the second half. Back the other way, it's Briggs. Near side to the corner flag. Centering in front for DeArmas. Looking to back over, and will trail out of bounds. Substitution upcoming now as Hannah Koch retrieves the ball for the throw-in. Franziska Komar will come out. Harbison 4 games in the tournament coming into today. Will be attending Pepperdine University this fall. Had 3 goals in 7 games in National League play. 2 of the goals coming against VSA Heat 96. One of the opponents later on in this tournament in Group B play. In the 4-2 win. Back the other way, it's King's Hammer. Katie Murray, long lead pass looking for Kilgore. And Kilgore can't get to it first. Eventually wins that ball along the far touchline. Coming back toward the inside at midfield. Mary Alf to Murray. Murray loses it. Now the Sharks back the other way. It's Briggs. Baumgartner gets a foot on it. Briggs corrals it back again. Number 4 against number 4. Briggs and Baumgartner cleared up. And the lead pass up the right wing. Rachel Carroll. Beat out by Peyton Atkins, goes out for the throw. And we'll have another sub coming in for the Sharks. Mary Briggs will be giving way. And checking back in, the lone goal scorer of this game, Shelby Lee. As we're now in the 53rd minute of this game. Dangerous ball inside the 18. Left-footed shot comes back out. Haley Harbison's there. She's trying to circle back around. Can't do so. She'll have to drop it back off to Brooklyn Gonzalez. Gonzalez loses one back in. Wide open player is DeArmas. She launches and she scores. Julianne DeArmas makes it a 2-0 lead for Del Mar Carmel Valley here early on in the second half. That's her first of the tournament and her first overall in 5 career games. Here in the 53rd minute, the ball initially looked dangerous. Rachel Carroll tried to get a shot on. Ball came back out again. And the launch in far from Brooklyn Gonzalez found DeArmas. Just launched it right over the sliding Lauren Rice. And now back the other way once again is the Sharks. DeArmas there again. It'll be a throw-in for King's Hammer Academy. But is right near their near corner flag. Emerald will have to come back, and with the ball back up the wing as the wind starts to pick up here from Field 14 and the Maryland SoccerPlex. Here in Germantown, Maryland, day 1 of 3 in round robin play, the 2014 U.S. Youth Soccer National Championships. Here in U17 girls pool play. Atkins clears it across field and finds Camille Williams. With some space around midfield is Williams, looking for Kilgore, and can't find the foot, so it goes out for a throw. And a long throw, and really doesn't find anyone, just trails out of bounds. So we'll have yet another throw in here for Del Mar Carmel Valley. As a reminder, this production brought in part to you by the National Guard, the official armed forces branch of U.S. Youth Soccer and presenting sponsor of the National Championships. Nestle Nesquik, the official post-game drink of U.S. Youth Soccer, as well as Nike, the official supplier of U.S. Youth Soccer. Approaching the 55th minute here from Field 14, 2-0 lead for the Sharks over Kings Hammer Academy. Right now is Lauren Nemiroff on the near side in her attacking third. Madison Baumgartner helps her out, goes back to Nemiroff, cross inside toward the 18, headed away. Mary Alf's there for Kings Hammer, back to Baumgartner. Cross inside, finds the head of Mahoney, and Kilgore tries to get a strike and finds the defender. That one, Samantha Staub for Del Mar Carmel Valley, who slides out, boots the ball past the midway line, and both teams have to give chase once again. Ball trails all the way back to Lauren Rice, just at the end of her 18-yard box. Kings Hammer in 14 ranked matches this season, 21 goals for and 14 goals against in their 7-4-3 record. That's 7 wins, 4 losses, and 3 draws. Allows them to be ranked nationally at number 23. Finished second fiddle to NSA Jaguars, who won the Region Group 2 tournament in Group A. That's how they won their bid. NSA Jaguars part of the Group A play that took place at 8 a.m. this morning. As Kings Hammers in their attacking half of the field. And a long pass up from Goins and goes out for a goal kick. On the other side, Del Mar Carmel Valley, as mentioned before, won the U17 National League Group Blue, 6-1 record. 2013 U.S. U16 National Championships, the winner of the Mavis Durflinger Cup. They had the second least goals against, with tied for second with Legends FC, only behind Carlsbad Elite coming into the tournament, and the lone loss against NSA Premier Jaguars. It was a 1-0 decision. Alyssa Kovacic scored really late in that game in the 88th minute in that loss. It's virtually the same roster that they had in National League play, and that's good for consistency because both teams here knows what it takes to get to that final game, but a first day win can pay dividends for a team that's looking to get back into the national final game. Now Del Mar Carmel Valley, the throw in along the near side. Haley Harbison and the inside. Sharks trying to win it back. To the near touchline, kept in by Shelby Lee. Madison Baumgartner ends up winning it. And ball goes back toward midfield. Rachel Carroll. She loses possession and incidental contact with Mary Alf about 25-30 yards out from goal. And Kings Hammer still trying to get that momentum, down by 2 goals. As we approach the 60th minute here in this first round robin game. Kings Hammer still just looking for possession and trying to force the ball up the middle. But Del Mar Carmel Valley just seems to have an answer. And what's been the success for the Sharks in getting the ball back is not only just being ever so present around midfield, but clamping down and bringing 2 and 3 players and getting long runs like this. This one is up for Shelby Lee along the near side. Just a little too far, maybe carried a little bit with the wind that's trailing toward that corner flag. And goes out for a goal kick. But they just seem to have had an answer for every advance from Kings Hammer. And it looks like Kings Hammer Academy is starting to warm up 5 different players to keep loose for substitutions coming late in here. And Bailey Feist can't keep it in. So it'll be thrown once again for Del Mar Carmel Valley along the near touchline, just shy of midfield. Hannah Koch will take it. 1 goal in 4 games in her tournament career. Game winner in the 1-0 win against Legends FC 96 in round robin play in 2013 to help them get to a point where they can contend to the national championship. But Katie Murray for Kings Hammer, a through ball looking inside and swatted away by Brooklyn Gonzalez as the ball trails out of play, this time off of a hammer. And a throw-in now for Del Mar Carmel Valley once again. Del Mar did play Carlsbad Elite. Won 5-1 in the California South State National Cup. But did lose to Legends FC in that play. That was a 3-0 loss. Help Legends to get to that number 1 spot overall in the rankings. Del Mar sits right behind them at number 2, at least in California South play. Sharks trying to advance it in, swatted out by Mary Alf. Brittany Mahoney for Kings Hammer trying to get it past the midway line. And muscled away by Jordan Sanders. And the Sharks once again will keep possession around midfield, is where they've been controlling it for most of this game, really. Aside from a couple advances, and just seems like there's not enough gas up front. At least at this juncture. Approaching 65 minutes here. And Kings Hammer, most of the bench standing up on their feet. Sharks trying to turn and go along the near side. Couple of contested plays from Kings Hammer. Eventually, Lauren Emeroff wins it. Feed up to Bailey Feist, up center. To Mahoney. Up for Katie Murray. Murray cuts toward the outside of the 18. She puts a shot on and a kick save made by Sydney Wooten. Ball still in the 18. Sharks can't clear. Finally do so. And that was probably the best chance that Kings Hammer's had all game. A couple through balls and finally finding Katie Murray in the 18. And a soft left-footed strike had some danger to it, especially because Wooten was sprawling and found a left foot on the ball before her defensive line picked her up. Now a header by Mahoney goes up and over the net, and that'll go out for a goal kick. And I mentioned earlier in the game that chances like that were the situation the Carlsbad Elite were in. Didn't have many chances throughout the game, mainly dominated by Legends FC 96, but it was that first gas effort in the 70th minute for Carlsbad Elite that was the difference in helping them earn a draw. But things like that can help you garner momentum and gain that confidence back. The Sharks come the other way up the near side. Julianne Diarmas has the second tally for the Sharks in this game. The other one for Shelby Lee, who picks up the ball at the corner flag. Lee contested with Peyton Atkins. Cross inside to the 18. A header put on and saved by Lauren Rice. That was Rachel Carroll to get a quick head on it to direct it toward net. The ball comes out to midfield. And swatted away by Del Mar Carmel Valley out of play. And so we'll have a throw in along the near side. Here's that chance by Katie Murray. Nice kick save and a beauty. Had that gone maybe a little bit further to the left of Sydney Wooten, and that might have been a one-goal deficit at that point. Speaking of Murray, she stops the ball and starts things off once again for King's Hammer. So we get toward the later stages of the second half and overall this first match of round-robin play. It's Baumgartner along the near side. Inside for Murray. Murray falls to the turf, but it's picked up by McBean. And turned back over and punched back out to the midway line. Peyton Atkins finds its way to the far side. A streak toward the corner flag, taken away by Natalie Sadik. And a couple subs upcoming now for the Sharks. 2 of them to be exact. As the Sharks retain possession just outside their 18, Shelby Lee, but she loses it, and Laura Nemiroff goes to the near corner flag. Nemiroff against Koch. Nemiroff, a low cross inside, and taken away by the center back. That'll go back out of play. It is in favor of King's Hammer, though Madison Baumgartner did get ahead on it just as it went out of play. Throw into Murray. She's trying to cross it inside the 18 and swatted away by Del Mar Carmel Valley. And they'll just give and go up the middle and knock it out of play. Knocked back in by Mary Alf. And the Sharks trying to push up. Peyton Atkins moves it back to her keeper, Lauren Rice, before any danger from Julianne DeArmas. And Rice will take her time setting things up. Push up as much as she can. Goes right to the foot of Brittany Mahoney. A long pass and some movement, but Sydney Wooten takes her time and picks it up, and she'll go back inside of her own 18 and reset things here. Just past the 71-minute mark. And the Sharks continue to maintain possession. Fundamentals can be key, and they've just been able to find the right passes at the right times, whether it be the long lead pass or right in close quarters. Just a snake it past the defense of King's Hammer for the tune of 2 goals. 1 in the first half, 1 in the second half. Looking for a third. Up the middle, it's Haley Harbison. Harbison trying to blow by Camille Williams to the far side. Still Harbison at the 18. Cuts back in. Centering in front, put a foot on it, and just goes up and over for a goal kick. As finally those 2 subs who were waiting for Del Mar Carmel Valley come in. It'll be Crystal Cordova checking back in, as well as Kristen McBean. And coming off, Rachel Carroll, as well as the substitute and second goal scorer, Julianne DeArmas. It's a big goal for DeArmas, not only coming off the bench, but just making it a bit more comfortable for the Sharks. Just in case one mistake does come through in their defensive third, they have 1 goal to rest their head on. The King's Hammer trying to get their first tally of the game, taken away. And now back up for Cordova. Cordova centering in front for McBean. McBean outside the 18. She tries to take a chance, blocked away by Sydney Goins. Still live for the Sharks. It's Harbison. Harbison tries, blocked away, and Rice will come over outside of her 6-yard box and pick up the ball and take her time as the field clears back up to the midway line and trying to reset. Harbison over to Montini. To Sadik. Sadik was big last year at the game-tying goal in the 95th minute in extra time of the championship game to help send the game to PKs, again against this King's Hammer Academy team. Kilgore playing more defensively right now in her own defensive third as the ball goes off of her leg and out for a throw-in. And Patrice DePasquale will check back in for Kings Hammer Academy. Brittany Mahoney will give way up on the front line. And DePasquale was a big threat in the first half. Best chance of the first half. One header to set herself up for the volley, and the second one to try to serve it toward the net. And another throw-in coming quickly for Del Mar Carmel Valley. Brooklyn Gonzalez will take that throw along the far touchline. To Crystal Cordova. And a couple chances early in the first 2 or 3 minutes of this game. Been quiet ever since. Now Harbison. Long lead pass, and that's kicked away by Peyton Atkins. That'll go out of bounds once again for another throw, this time on the near touchline. And Madison Baumgartner will give way.